All right, it's live, and we're back for this 5th episode of the Precocious Neophytes experience.
Yo.
Um, ready to talk this basketball. Starting with the Knicks, of course, and I think we gotta start with this. Is like the most polarizing Nick I can think of in the. I don't even know how long to say. Frank Ntilikina. This guy has the fan base in shambles. Like it's fun to watch because it's like it's not really many in-betweeners. It's like, yo, Frank is garbage. This is the worst player I've ever seen, and it's like, yo, he's the best thing. So like y'all just gotta wait it out. And I think the answer is somewhere in between. But it's been rough. I don't know if y'all been watching the past couple games.
Yeah, nigga ass. I'm on the other side. Nigga ass.
Well, here's my thing. Like I honestly, like this guy, I've never even cared to really dive into like analytics and all that. I know Ro is about to like explode, but that's the kind of player Frank has been like, because you watching it and it's like, yeah, I feel like I do see potential there, but I also see a lot of like alarming things. It's like some things are hard to get a gauge. So I'm like, let me look at the numbers and see just how bad, because people are like, yeah, you know, he's been like historically bad offensively. Like, so looking into things like, first I came to realize like a lot of these things aren't even like, these numbers aren't universal. So like when you look up things like offensive rating, like, at first, it sent me to like Basketball Reference, right? That's a common site. People go there. Yeah. And then, like, when I looked at those joints, I was depressed. I'm like, yo, this guy is bad. Like, I wrote, because I figured, like, let me, because Frank could defend. So I'm like, let me look at him versus like a lot of these like really good perimeter defenders, right? So they say Basketball Reference was like it's the way they explain the number is how much points your team scores like while you're on the court, or you know how much points you're contributing to while you're on the court, right? And then it's like they compare it against like an imaginary average, like a imaginary average player, which is like kind of like, how do they even come up with that? And then they apply it to like an imaginary average team, whatever. Right. So for whatever that's worth, Basketball Reference says he has a offensive rating of 89, right? So I'm like, let me look at a lot of these like good defenders and see who are like offensively challenged and see how bad their offensive ratings are. Marcus Smart, his offensive rating on Basketball Reference was like 107. Okay. So Marcus Smart is not a good offensive player, and Frank's offensive rating was 89 and his was 107. I was like, God dang, he's been bad. Patrick Beverly 106. Andre Roberson was 114. That surprised me.
Jesus Christ.
And he's at 89. So I'm like, then I saw a link and it sent me to like NBA.com, and then I'm like, yo, these numbers are different. They're like, that's why I'm like, how do they even, this is not even like a standard thing. So like NBA.com had his offensive rating at 99.8. I'm like, all right, that sounds better, but it's still less than, it's close, like 99.8. And then Marcus Smart, who was like a 107 on Basketball Reference, was 101.9. So it's like, okay, that's closer. 99.
Closer,
yeah. So, yeah, I was like, okay, that kind of seemed like it made more sense. I'm like, Frank doesn't look as like 10 points worse than Andre Roberson, who can't do like anything offensively.
Right.
And then, but even defensive things, like that's hard too, because you know the Knicks just aren't a good defensive team, and like it's hard to compare someone's effect defensively on the perimeter when it's like, you know, there's really nothing behind you, especially like, you know, playing with somebody like Cantor. So it's like, you know, you're not gonna stop everybody from getting into the lane, but there's also something to be said for like, when somebody does get by me, they're automatically going to score because then his Cantor is back there. But even his like defensive numbers, they're okay. They're not like, his defensive rating according to NBA.com is say 108.5. Drew Holiday is 107.9. Patrick Beverly is 112, so he's better than Patrick Beverly according to these ratings. Marcus Smart is 100. Roberson is real good, 96.6. That was like as low as I've seen, but it's just he's such a. The whole point was like this guy is so polarizing. Like I never even cared to look at half this stuff. I'm trying to figure out how I even feel about his potential.
It kind of goes back to what I think you and Joe said on Twitter when he was drafted. It's like because he's a Knick and because Dennis Smith Jr. was taken after him, they're going to view Frank in a certain lens that's unfair. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the Knicks right now in terms of like how they play, I don't really see them giving Frank a lot of minutes compared to like his contemporaries in his class because they're like, it's a mismatch. It's a mosh pit of so many guards playing his position. So it's like, it's kind of hard for him to get a feel and a consistent rhythm. Okay, Frank does, Cantor does this, KP does this, even though I know he's not playing. Hardaway does this, Burke does this. It's like, it's a mosh pit of playing I see with him. So it's like, it's really hard to gauge his playing style. I kind of, his offensive rating, I can kind of see more. I can weigh his offensive rating numbers a little bit more than the defensive rating numbers because I don't see him as a better defender than Beverly, Roberson. Who was the guy you mentioned?
It was Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart. Like I don't see him as a better Kawhi. Like I don't see you in that same class as a defender as them. He does. I think he's a solid defender, but I'm not gonna use analytics to defend. Bless you. I'm not gonna use analytics to defend my position or to gain a position of how I see him defensively. That's kind of my thing. But offensively, like if you look at some like raw numbers, production when he's on the court, what he does, I can kind of quantify that. I don't know if anybody saw a clip of Michael Carter Williams. I saw this like rolling clip of him between last year and this year. He's terrible.
Yeah, he's awful. He's awful.
Oh, he's missing like point blank bunnies, fast breaks, all type of like at the rim numbers. So if you gave me numbers that justify that, I could say, okay, nigga, I see that. Like, yeah, you're bad. So if you gave me numbers with Frank, I can kind of see that offensively at least.
But like how you mentioned Michael Carter Williams, like I feel like so much of we've all played basketball. Like so much of basketball is, yeah, we have ability, but a lot of it is confidence. And
yeah,
it's so easy to. I feel like personally, from my experience, like confidence can really spill over into your game. It's like you miss a couple of shots and it's like, I'm not as confident taking the next one. Or not everybody has that mentality where it's like, yeah, I might have missed a couple, but I'm gonna keep shooting. You could tell like his naturally, like even he said, like growing up, I always wonder like why was he at his size? Like why was he even pushed towards playing point guard? Was it like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it like, okay, they saw a lack of scoring ability,
and it was like
yeah, it's hard to know. Like
be a passer, yeah,
at his size, it's like you would think, yo, why didn't they train him to be a scorer? Granted, things in Europe are different. I think like someone like him maybe could have benefited from like being in America and playing like AAU ball, where it's like, you gotta go score. Yeah. Like he doesn't have the mentality. He coming into the league, he had the mentality of, yo, scoring is. I'm not even supposed to score as a point guard. So you could tell he probably got by with his physical tools, scoring the whatever little he did, but he doesn't have like a naturally like polished offensive game.
Right. I agree with that.
It's really not even like just that. Like you could have some. He's not even attacking, bro. Like I saw his numbers from the other night. He took 3 shots. Like at that point, like how many of those are layups, man? You're not even like he's taking the ball, dribbling on the perimeter, passing it. Like, bro, you have a one-on-one. There's nobody in the paint. He's just not looking at the basket. That's
and that's going back to what Rose says. Like, I feel like I don't see how putting him on the court with Trier and Trey Burke and putting him on the wing and telling him to okay, get yours in your spots. First of all, you're not gonna have many spots playing with those two because Trey's getting the ball and he's gonna look to score. Trey Burke, same thing. Yeah. So I remember Clarence Gaines, he posted a whole thread of like Frank's touches and what exactly they were, how they've decreased, and in what positions. I think whatever offensive skills he does have, it shows out at this point in his career in pick and roll. So he's not getting any really pick and roll opportunities. He's getting the ball and he's you could tell they're putting pressure on him to be aggressive. So he's getting the ball and feeling like, oh, I gotta put up a shot. It's probably not even a shot he feels comfortable taking. He's like, oh, let me take this three because I'm kind of open. It's no continuity to what he's doing out there. He's just I'm probably not gonna get the ball again. Let me take this three. Or they want me to attack, so it's no real feel. It doesn't really look like he has a feel to what he's doing. There were points. You could go back to the Golden State game. At that, you could see a huge difference in where his confidence level was at that point to right now. And I'm not sure what kind of facilitated that decrease in confidence, because in that game he was playing naturally. He had 17. It actually looked like he was playing off just normally, not now. He's just been looking uptight, let me take this shot, and he's not making the three. I don't even remember the first game. The first game he came out with because people are speculating he might have a shoulder issue, because to start the season, he was actually making the three at 40% clip. And then the first game he had that black tape on his shoulder. I was like, this might not be good. And he ain't hit. He's been 3 for 60 something threes since. And I don't know if that's just him falling back to what he actually is as a 3-point shooter, or he is suffering with some shoulder issues. Regardless, it's just at the heart of the matter, I don't feel like the lineups that he's playing with are helping him improve, really. I don't see how he benefits from standing in the corner and waiting for Trey Burke or Allonzo Trier to give him the ball.
They're not gonna give it up. That's first of all.
Throw him out there with Trey Burke alone, maybe, or even Emmanuel Mudiay sometimes. Yeah. One or the other, but not both.
Yeah, there was a stretch last year, the end of the season, where his best basketball came as a second guard. He was playing alongside of Mudiay, whatever. So he was playing a little bit 2 guard, a little bit of the 1 as well. But you could see he was being a little bit more aggressive. He was the second ball handler. And now he's a 3rd guy, and he doesn't really have a spot anymore. Is he a guard? Is he a forward when he's playing with those guys? What exactly is he doing? He knows who he's guarding, but offensively, he's not attacking. He can't shoot really. He's not really that great at the dribble. So it's you got to put him in spots where he can start his drives from half court. You put him in a half court setting, it's he's struggling because he can't get a shot off, and it looks awful. I'm this kid kind of sucks. If he's not it has to be perfect for him. It's it's unfortunate, but bro, you got to make it work, bro. 3 shots, 0 assists, 1 rebound, 0 steals, 0 blocks, bro. That is awful, son.
He put up 2 bagels across the board in a row.
Come on, son.
Yeah, I saw that. I was hey.
And it's and his size too is I wish he was even a rebounder. He's not much of a rebounder.
Not that either. Yeah, he's not. So it's if you're not gonna score, I don't mind. If you're not gonna score, that's fine. A lot of cats who can't score in the league. It's make sure you're the best defensive player on the team. Make sure you rebound the ball, pick up a charge or a foul, something, my nigga. He's out there being a body, son. That's it.
The way I view it is Frank was not drafted. If in our minds, we're not looking for him to be some offensive juggernaut, because in the perfect world, you want to get a free agent this summer, right? You drafted Kevin Knox to score points. Kristaps Porzingis is coming back. There's not going to be many shots for him anyway, but he can't be so bad first he has to be able to hit like an open three, and he can't be out rolling out like an 89 offensive rating. Like he has to be way better than that. He has to.
Right.
I think his shot profile should look like able to hit an open three and get to the basket, create for others, and hit layups, like scoring the paint. If he could do that, that's perfect because he'll defend the best guy on the perimeter. But he's been so I don't know. He has to find like a medium to where he's not so passive and he's at least good offense is not just scoring, you know, you have to attack, you have to get in the paint, kick out, because he's not like an explosive athlete. So you can see where off the bounce he's not blown by anybody and just dunking it. But he has size and he has to figure out how to use that.
I think it goes back to what you guys were saying about the combination of the lineups. I think
that's my big issue too.
Yeah, it's like when often me and Joe play ball, it's usually me, Joe, Denzel, Dario, and we always say we don't need a point guard, but we need a point guard at the same time because a lot of us, the three of me, Joe, and Denzel, we have to kind of have the ball to create our shot. Joe probably less because he's better at coming off screens than the three of us. But for the most part, like we gotta have the ball to score. So oftentimes it's like it's almost like a my turn, your turn, you eat type of thing. Like you were saying with Trey Burke and them. If you play with Trey Burke and Trier, it's like, okay,
he's useless.
When is my turn to like score? And it's just like if he don't have the ball to score, he's not that good a shooter. Why am I in the corner? They're not honoring my shot. I'm not really gonna cut because like Trey Burke and these other niggas, they're not really gonna like find the cutter that way unless it's a pick and roll and they own that. And so it's like he's kind of like lost. So to Joe's point, I would kind of play him with either one of them.
As a second guard.
Right. If he has a second guard, I think he'll be straight. Because now, okay, there's another ball handler on the court. Because I think he can play with Moutier and Hardaway. Because Hardaway can knock down a shot off a catch and shoot or a pull-up. Or I mean a spot up. But like if he play with Moutier and Trier and like because of his size, he's the three, no good.
Yeah. I think my biggest lineup issue is it's primarily when he's out there with Burke and Trier, because the two of those guys, even if it's Moutier and Burke, I prefer him to just play with Trey Burke alone. But even if it's Moutier and Burke, I'm okay with that because Moutier is not like he's not as completely looking for their shot as Allonzo Trier. Allonzo Trier is
never seen a shot here like
bucket getter. Like he gets the ball and he's looking to score. The ball is not coming back, and that's fine. I love the kid. That's fine. That we need you can benefit from that. You need a Lou Williams. You need he has a lot to grow within his game, but that's for later. But I just don't see. And I get Fizz's approach in theory. I get it. You know, you want him to like get opportunities on the wing as a wing to score, but he's not. It's just not in his DNA to like end up with the ball and look to score. You have to put the ball into his head. He has to bring it up. You know, get the ball up top, get a screen, get a ball screen. You know, he's not gonna assert himself like. Right. You have to put the ball in his hand. And even there are times where you could see when they're playing, it kind of is like, I don't know if that happens in the NBA, but it even looks like they're freezing him out. Like I've seen him come open like on a curl, and they like, nah, Frank ain't gonna do that with it.
He has,
I'm like, and I'm thinking like, this team is not good for one, and I'm like, yo, does this happen in the NBA? Like, I've seen him sometimes like calling for the ball, like Trier bring it up, but Trier knows he's going to the basket, so he's like, I'm not advancing the ball to you. Like I'm gonna
I got this one.
Right, so, I got this one.
And I know Fizz has said from the start he's feeling things out, he's trying different lineups, and I'm gonna be patient about it, but like there's been fans who are like, just get rid of Frank. There was also a clip of like Frank is only 20. People have to remember that he's 20 years old. He has been awful offensively. Anybody will out, even Frank, as a Frank lover, you have to concede that. We understand that. But there have been plenty of NBA players who have not been very far from their offensive peak at 20 years old. A litany of them who you could look and see they were very far off from what they finally became. I'm not saying that I expect them to become some great offensive player, but I do hope that he would be solid and playable and able to be a part of the future. Because when I know Rose said when you see him guard, you don't see like, oh, he's as good as those guys. But personally, when I see him defend, I think he's a special defensive talent. Like with his length, he has so much lateral quickness on D. I always wonder how that doesn't transfer. Like even Enes Kanter, I'm like, yo, you have some quick moves when you have the ball, but like when it comes to defense, yeah, you like
it's them shuffle drills. It's them old school shuffle drills, my nigga. You guys slide your feet to the corner this way. You guys slide your feet to the corner. Kanter was probably like, nah, I
don't really care about that.
I'm good. Like,
and I don't understand. Like, yeah, he'd be quick as lightning on offense, but come defense, there's no movement. And I think we have a propensity to like when a player comes in the league and they're solid offensively, but they could be abysmal defensively. Nobody cares. It's like they
wait for that.
Yeah. People and I get it. The NBA is about scoring points. Basketball, you got to score. I totally get it. But yeah, people are far more patient, or they don't even they don't really care to know whether somebody's a solid defender or a horrendous defender. It's like we'll wait for them to grow on that end. But when it comes to offense, people just look at how well someone plays based on what they're doing offensively. And yeah, I understand it, but there's so much time that the Knicks have to wait. Like now is not the time to sell on Frank. Even it wouldn't even make sense because he's probably not at as high a value as he could be. So why would you sell on Frank right now? That would make no sense. I also look at it as I do understand that if you going into the summer, the goal, a perfect scenario is KD comes here, right? As much as I don't expect that to happen, I do understand that if that does happen, then things change. You're then likely selling certain assets to bring in more established players because now your window is we're trying to win now. I would have to understand that, but now where the Knicks are, why would I be selling on a 20-year-old asset who has the world of time and tons of talent, has shown you he could play defense? Why would I be? What's the point in selling on that now?
It's because everybody kind of copying the same formula of how to build the team. So it's like the Suns are impatient. Okay, the Knicks are impatient. Okay, the Bulls are impatient. The Nets are impatient. So it's like,
but my thing is these people complain about the owner all the time, but they be ready to like do the same things that they cry about what the owner has done for the past how many years? How many years have we watched Dolan sink money into a stupid free agent or move an asset
every year?
So it's like what the Knicks
when he quiet, let the team build. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like fans. I feel like a large majority of Knicks fans they deserve Jim Dolan. Like they will do the exact same things that they cried about him doing all the time. It's like why? Or even not even Frank. Let's look at Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox is what 19 years old.
19, yeah. Cat's really calling to trade him for like Beal. I'm like, no, nah.
I also think people don't understand. Like they see, okay, he rolled his ankle, but he's back on the court. What's up? Like those things linger. Things take time. He's 19 years old. Let him figure it out before he's garbage. Like he just got here. Like what?
It's my third day here. So
like how many 19-year-old, 20-year-old players you see come into the league and are like at the peak? None of them. Even the great ones who are good off the gate, they're still not the best player that they can be. So it's like I just don't. It's hilarious to watch.
It's too many Gyms from Verkankama calling in.
Oh my god, it's so annoying.
First time, long time. You know, we got to get rid of Frank
time.
here. We got to get rid of Frank. And, you know, that guy, Kevin Knox, you know, he rolled his ankle, man. I don't know. You know,
he might be soft. Like,
right. He might be soft, man. You know, that's not the heart of New York here, you know?
It's like, yo, what are you talking about? I just see it and I'm like, yo, I hope half this foolishness has no bearing on the decisions these teams make. Like, I hope they truly do not. I feel like it. Honestly, in New York, I feel like it does. 100% because
it does.
Yeah, it does, and that's sad to me. Like, because fans are idiots. They're called We're called fanatics for a reason.
Yeah,
because you're a fanatic. You're not thinking rationally. You're just thinking like
impulsively. Like,
yeah. Hopefully things are different with this regime, though.
It has the chance to be. It has the chance to be.
But like, okay, so I'm asking a question about Frank. So, how long before you figure out what's gonna happen with him? So, like, what if this continues? He's just not like offensively. He's just not a good offensive player. He's giving you like regular defense. Like he's a good defender, but like, how long before it's like, all right, he's like the sixth, seventh pick? How long before you're like, all right, well, eighth, whatever it is, like a lottery guy, you know what I mean? Like,
it's hard
before
to
you like
say.
to pull the plug.
It's hard to say because there are like 4 people playing his position, so it's like it depends on how you want the team. Like I said from the start of the season, I think you should start. I think it was Trey Burke because the way he ended last year. You know what I'm saying? He played really well toward the end of last year. So I was like, all right, give Trey the job.
The Moutier signing was like the worst thing that happened. Frank's development.
Right. You signed Moutier and it was like, for what, nigga? You didn't need another point guard. Like, so.
But like.
Go ahead.
But like to answer Joe's question, to me, it all depends on what happens in the summer. Like if you get KD, I totally understand that changes the timeline. You got to put a competitive team around him right now. Now there are other free agents. I personally don't feel like if you were to get, say, a Klay Thompson, another person who I don't think you're gonna get, but like I don't think getting a Klay accelerates your timeline quite as much as it.
Yeah, he's not as good.
Yeah, I think only KD really accelerates your timeline like that to where you're like, yo, we got to use our assets to get established players right now. I can't think of another player who you could get. Maybe Kawhi, who I also don't think there's a
Kawhi's not coming in. Kyrie maybe. Kyrie maybe too.
Yeah, Kyrie would accelerate your timeline.
I don't think so.
And you don't think for Kyrie?
Nah.
You don't think he would like change your timeline? You're saying, or you're just talking about?
I think there's a shot he'd come, but I don't think he'd accelerate your timeline like a Kawhi or a Durant would. I think he's kind of in the same. I think he's kind of in the same Klay. I think he can carry a team, but because he's a point guard, that's the only reason why I say that. Because he's a point guard, he'd need another guy. So it's like, okay, if you get Kyrie and nobody else, you kind of still, you're in the Miami, Washington, who's another mid-level team. Like, you kind of in that region. And it's like, if you want to be in the KD, take you to another level region, you kind of got to get out of that purgatory because you're going to end up like Washington. Like, Beal, Wall, I'm going to throw a whole bunch of money at you to stay. And now we're
being awful, yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So I don't think Kyrie would accelerate. I think he'd help, but I don't think he'd okay, now we gotta, I don't think so.
But even with Kyrie though, like he's been on good teams for the last like 4 or 5 years. So him coming here, he's expecting to be in that same area. So like he's not coming to a Knicks team if there's nothing here. So let's say we have the money to sign him and he decides to sign him. He's gonna be like, okay, well, if you guys want to sign me, bring somebody else on board because I'm not coming to a team that's only going to win 45 games and be the 6th seed, right? So he's gonna come to like the meeting, whatever, with the front office and the coaches. He's gonna like, yo, like I need this to happen before I agree to a 5-year, 100,
right,
kind of like joint. So like he's in the same place. Klay, It's like most of them would be like, I think Clay. Well, maybe not Clay, but like most of the guys would be like KD automatically like, yo, I'm here. Bring me another player to play with. Like, bring me a third guy. It's gonna be me, KP, and whoever else comes in. Like, I mean, like
other guys. I am kind of forgetting about KP.
Yeah,
the Kyrie.
KP. Yeah, so like they need. So that conversation needs to happen. If it was like Chris Middleton, you bring in for a decent sized contract. That's not gonna. No one's gonna really care. He's gonna be like, all right, cool, I'm here, and then we can win 40 games.
And
that, but like,
my thinking about when you bring in a guy, I'm thinking of like the age too. Like I'm thinking Kyrie is not super old to where maybe you could buy a year more of waiting before you're trying to. Because like if let's say if you were to get a Kyrie, you have KP, you like Boston is out the picture now because you took Kyrie. You are automatically projected to be one of those teams at the top of the East. With KD, I just feel like. Yeah, he's not super old, but he's in the position where every year is I'm trying to win a chip. Like that's it.
Right.
So you're definitely, and I don't know how y'all feel about it, but with in terms of let's say, okay, you don't get KD, you don't get anybody this year. I love guys like Chris Middleton, I love Kemba, I love all those guys, but I'm not looking to bring in any of those guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring any of them.
Yeah, I'm looking to wait till the following year and then go at whatever free agents are there. I'm not, especially Kemba's age too. You know, I love Kemba, but I'm not giving him the max.
Yeah, because the Knicks have done this in the past, right? So like they wouldn't sign like LeBron or any of the big guys. So they're like, all right, well, we have the money.
That's how we got Amari.
That's how we got Amari. Right? Like you didn't have to spend that money. You could have waited. You could have waited another year. It would have been fine. Like all right, well, we got the money. Bring them some money now. And it's like, I think the front office is smarter now. I think the guys that they have now are not with none of that bullshit because we had a bunch of like win now guys and you don't have a win now roster. So they're like, all right, well, bring in Amari and then we can win, 50 games and sell tickets to seats and sell merchandise and market price some fucking hot dogs and beer. Like, no, you don't need none of that shit. Like,
no, I agree.
Wait your turn. Like, wait your turn. You have a bunch of young cats. Everybody in the team right now is 25 years old. Right, so you can go another season with them being ass, but as long as you show growth. And then next year you bring somebody. I don't know who's gonna be out there next year, but probably some good ass players. You might get like a CJ McCollum or whatever. Whoever's out there, like that kind of player is gonna be there for you taking. Like that's when you kind of make it move. You don't just sign scrubs and mid-level guys just for the sake of signing. That's just stupid.
Right. So I don't know how y'all feel about some of the guys that they brought in this year, all these like former lottery picks. Moutier's playing well. There is the faction of people who are on the Moutier train now. I mean,
I kind of joined it, man.
But I'm sure your train is tempered. I think. I think Emmanuel Moutier has proven that he belongs in the league. I'm not in the camp of Emmanuel Moutier is our future,
starting point guard. Yeah,
and that's another thing in terms of bringing these players back. Like, I can't say that even as well. I don't know what Emmanuel Moutier would have to do for me to think I'm letting him cut into my cap space next year. The only guy that I look at like, okay, I might have to offer him a deal is Noah Vonleh. Like, if you look at that dude's splits too, like he's been playing incredibly. And I think he's real valuable playing next to like when you get KP back. Like that's like the prototypical type wingman in your front court to KP. Like
he's a younger Kyle Quinn. That's how I look at it.
And he's better. He's so much
better than Kyle Quinn.
So much better defensively. He stretches the floor.
Kyle Quinn was a short yellow bus nigga sometimes, my nigga. Like he did a lot.
Chill.
I like Kyle Quinn. I like Kyle Quinn.
O'Quinn was
like O'Quinn on steroids.
O'Quinn was my guy. But O'Quinn did a lot of
he did some
questionable shit.
He wasn't the smartest.
You don't have to take that corner three because you're wide open with 27 seconds left on the shot clock, even though it's only 24. You don't have to take that three. You do not. Or you do not have to throw a behind the back pass.
He didn't make them.
A simple bounce pass would work, my nigga. Like he did a lot of short yellow bullshit, nigga.
So
well, Well, the team was bad, so I don't put that against him last year.
Right.
Like, the team was awful last year. So like I think he was just trying to have fun.
Like, he was that don't excuse his short yellow bus behavior, my nigga. No, nigga.
Listen, man, if you're open, you gotta take a shot. You know what I mean? And the team was bad. The team was bad last year, bro. We were ass.
That don't mean he gotta do dumb shit, nigga. That don't mean, nigga. That don't mean.
Quinn taking the three is never a good decision.
Right?
Never gonna
no.
That's the thing. Vonleh is hitting threes. Like he's hitting threes at a high clip. That dude is, beasting, son. And his splits are crazy. Like he is like a real bright spot on the team right now. I would consider.
I'm happy we got him. Yeah,
I would consider like him cutting into the cap a little. I don't know what the way he's balling. I don't know what he's about to command on.
He's about to demand mad bread. So like,
yeah. So I don't know. I'm not gonna wild out for him, but it's crazy. That's another good showing too. Like you got 2 or 3. Like you got Burke, Moutier, Vonleh. You showed that.
Yeah.
People could come here and you could develop players. That's not something the Knicks have shown in the past.
Over the years.
Right. Yeah.
Markelle Fultz is next, B. Bring in Fultz. I'm on the Fultz train now, man. Pause.
Bring my man.
What are you sending out to get Fultz? That's my question. What are you sending out?
M&M's, a bag of Twizzlers.
They're not selling that. They're not selling that low.
No, they're not gonna sell that, bro. That relationship is broken, bro. They hate each other now.
They're not gonna sell low.
My nigga, he's not going nowhere. Nobody's giving up more than a second round pick for that nigga, son, or a late first.
Right,
son. They hate each other. His agents hate them. They hate his agents. He don't know their doctors. It's done, son. Like I trade him for an iPhone 6 right now, son. Like you give it, we need to bring Fultz. Bring in Fultz, man.
I think as much as they hate him, I think they will want to at least like get him out there, showing he can still play and like up his value. I don't see them like giving him away for a bag of peanuts.
They're not gonna give him away for that, and they're gonna be stupid because you moved up so far ahead in the draft to get him. And when I say so far ahead, it's like 1 to 3, but it's like when you're at number 1, you can pick anybody. You pick Fultz, and you traded one of your picks to get him. Now it's not working out. Now you want 29 other teams to pretty much do the same thing you did. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. Like, wait. Right. We'll wait. He's a free agent. Okay, we'll wait. Like, I'm not going to do that. Unless you're like a team that I think he should probably consider going to, because they kind of need a point guard if they're not trying to like spend no bread. Spurs. Like, the Spurs don't really have a point guard. And,
Phoenix, bro.
Well,
that training staff's gonna get him right, bro. They fixed Grant Hill.
That's true. Phoenix,
and they knew Amari had like 2 years in him.
Damaged goods. They knew it, son. That training staff is the best, bro. They got the best doctors on the planet, son. They fix Shaq. They fix a bunch of old
good years in Phoenix.
Washed up word. That's a fact.
It got to be the heat. That dry, super dry humidity over there, like 129 degrees. All right, play ball.
It's real crazy. It's crazy to me that they whiffed on. At this point, it looks like they whiffed on Fultz. They whiffed on Okafor. They whiffed on Nerlens Noel, and they're still like because they have
process, baby.
But it's trust like the process, imagine if they hit on just
one of them.
Trust the process, nigga. Trust that process, baby.
If they hit on just one of those, well, I mean, KP. I think KP didn't want to go there. I think they were gonna take him, but he was like, "I'm not trying to play in Philly."
Yeah, because he would have been injured if he got drafted. Like,
plus, I mean, it's Philly, New York. Like, come on. But back to like the players that we've surprisingly developed. What are y'all thoughts on Allonzo Trier? Because that's another one who love the kid. I love what he's doing, but I think the Knicks hype train is crazy. It's such a crazy train, in the negative and in the positive. It's either this guy's garbage, get him out of here, or like what we did with Shump. No, we can't trade him for anything. This guy's incredible. Yeah. We need to keep him forever.
Untouchable, yeah.
Trier's been hooping, and it's some unprecedented crap for an undrafted player. It's really crazy what he's doing. But he also, I'm not sure. It's hard to know whether he's closer to his ceiling because he is he was in college and he played. You know, I don't know how old he is. He's not old, but it's hard to know whether he's closer to his ceiling or he has a lot of room to grow. Because right now he's not quite as valuable as like say a Lou Williams, clearly, as one of those like one-dimensional players. Like he's not. When you see, surprisingly, as bad as the Knicks are, like they're a better offensive team with him off the court, which surprised me. I'm like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, the ball sticks to his hand a little bit.
He puts his head down. He gets blocked a lot. I'm like, yeah, but he can play. But there's a lot of room for him to grow as a player. I think he's really good, but we need to slow down. He's not like he isn't in like the rookie of the year conversation when you got like dudes like Luka and all that. I just don't know. And it's gonna be interesting because I think coming up the 7th, they're gonna need to like get rid of a player to create a roster spot, which you're gonna do, of course, because he had like I think it was 45 days he could be with the team on a 2-day. On a 2-way, yeah. So they're gonna have to in my perfect world they would get rid of Hezonja to make that spot, but they're not gonna do that. Oh my God! I
had so much promise for him because he was decent in Orlando, and I don't know what happened.
But it's alarming. It's alarming when the team that drafted you doesn't offer you that
right.
Or I think it's you're in your 4th year. They can like everybody gets a qualifying offer. Like I think the Knicks already did that with Frank, and he, you know, we just discussed how polarizing Frank is. So it's alarming when the team that drafts you is like, nah. We're good. Granted, Orlando doesn't have the best history at that. They did give away Victor Oladipo for nothing, and now look at it. But that's another issue with the rotations. I feel like I understand what the Hezonja situation is. I feel like Scott Perry drafted him. He signed here with the understanding that he'd get a fair shake at playing an extent. Like they're trying to figure it out, but when I see Dotson getting 4 DNPs and then he finally plays, and that kid could play. That kid defends. He can score. I just don't like to see Hezonja getting minutes that Damian Dotson could be getting. Like I don't. Or
anybody. You gotta get rid of that guy. Like, he's a scrub.
Frank could be getting these minutes to grow. Like Hezonja is not a part of. He's not a part of the future. That's another one of those players. You know, he's not. You're not bringing him back. He's not coming back. So why is he getting these minutes? And he's not playing well. It's different with Moutier, he's playing well. Yeah, you got to play him. Trey Burke, they're showing, they're having games where they're playing well. Hezonja is, I don't know what he does well.
I think
he's been ass in every contest.
What does he do well? He's not a knockdown shooter. He doesn't create much. He's just a waste of space. And then Dotson came back after those 4 DMPs and balled out.
I think this is kind of why I'm not a fan of analytics. And it's not because of like the numbers. It's like your rotation is kind of based off of what? Because if you're watching him play, he's not that good. So just
analytics will tell you he's trash too.
I know, but what I'm saying is because you're relying on analytics, you didn't really like develop how you want your team to play. Like if you look at Utah, they were asked for a little bit, but like they had a style of play. This is how we're gonna play.
Yeah. And
if you look at Miami, this is how we're gonna play. If you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, we bashed them a couple weeks ago. They play well. Yeah, they play how they want to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like with the Knicks, it's like, okay, so you have a whole bunch of mismatched parts, and then it's like, okay, I have to try to plug in who does what based on the information that I have. And it's like the numbers tell you he's not that good. And then even if the numbers don't tell you he's not that good, watch him play. He's not that good. So it's like, I think the Knicks have to they have to develop a style. This is how we're gonna play. If you don't fit, you're not playing. Done. But
And
like I don't see.
That's also a thing because like I feel like Fizdale like established how he said he wanted the team to play, and they've kind of been on that, like because they're not, granted they don't have the talent to like shoot threes as much as they probably would, but like you said, like it's either we're a team who's gonna shoot threes and get in the paint or whatnot. So it's like I feel like he has been on that because of the talent, but I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. It's like you have to play the way you want to play, because they haven't been shooting the threes. They haven't been doing the things that he said the ways they wanted to play. He's kind of like bent to what the talent level is kind of, and I get it, but like you said, I agree with you. Like it's either we play this way or we don't. Like that's it.
I think that's what's hurting Frank. And I think that's why you're kind of getting kind of certain up and down performances from certain guys. It's like, don't bend on how you're gonna play. If this is how you're gonna play, and let's say you playing the Houston Rockets and you get blown out, take it on the chin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Like, don't try to stay in the game playing. Trying to like, okay, we have to shoot the three because we don't have the talent. No, play your game. Like, let them learn. So it's like, okay, this is how we're gonna play. But if you're just gonna, I have the talent, I don't have the talent, I have the talent. It's like, okay, everybody, the fans watching see it, the players on the court see it, and it's like you'll stay in games and you'll play hard, which is a good thing. But it's like you haven't established an identity yet. The roles haven't been established. Okay, you do this, you do this, you do this well. We don't do this well, so let's play like this. So until we establish that, we're always going to be, okay, KD is going to change the fortune of our team instead of, okay, he's going to add to what we are. Like, we're always going to be in that purgatory.
And I'm not sure if, like, I think having an identity is what you're going to need to attract free agents. Like, they need to know what are y'all about here. I think they are establishing that, okay, this is a team they're going to play hard and try and compete every night regardless of the talent level. But I do think, like you said, the style of play that needs to be like established. This is how we play. This is what we do.
They just gonna mold to whoever comes there. If Kyrie comes here, it's like, all right, well, we're gonna play a lot of ISO shit. We're gonna play a lot of hot dog and ISO bullshit.
They isolate a lot now, and they don't.
Yeah, they don't have a talent.
Yeah, I'm like, wow,
like, yeah, like what is this? So I don't know, dog. Like, I would want them to have that stuff beforehand, like figure out before the end of the year, like have 10 straight games of you playing your game instead of when Golden State comes to town, you would attract me. Like, you're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna
lose. And then you're gonna lose yourself too, because now it's like, all right, well, we put up 120. You know what I mean? So we could do that all the time. No, but you gave him 160. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit that you don't want to get into. It's like, no, find your way to play. Now when
live with it.
Live with it. That's it. Yeah, we lost by 30, but we got to the basket, we got to the free throw line, we played hard, and then you live with the results. You know what I mean? So
it's because of like social media accounts, especially like now, like whoever's running the separate each individual team accounts, it's like the need to put out a highlight clip of something every game or something like that. It's like we have to feed the way the league is going. So it's like it's kind of hard to establish a style. When you look at Golden State, this style sells tickets. This style gets followers. This style gets this and that. It's like, okay, we have to get it because merchandise, numbers, ratings, PR, It's like you just have all 30 teams just copying each other. It's
doing the same thing. And this is what, like, y'all talking about Memphis earlier. We was ragging them like 3 weeks ago, but like they've been balling. They've been
balling. That's how they play.
Unwavering system where they've been playing that way for the last like 10 years, bro. Memphis has been boring as shit for 10 years, but they're always a playoff team. And it's like,
I still can't believe you beat them.
I can't. That's one of those things. It's like, all right, well, you kind of got
the coach.
You kind of got. But like, they've been a boring ass team to watch the last 10 years, but they've been good. You know what I mean? Even when they're bad, they're pretty good. Like
when they were bad, it's because they had injured players, not because they were bad. Like Conley, I'll never forget the year they fired Fizdale. That unfair bullshit. Like Conley was hurt, Gasol was hurt, Chandler Parsons out here stealing money, like
stealing checks.
It was mostly, I think, but the issue with they chose Gasol over Fizz. So like, at that point in time, the relationship was irreparable. I guess.
Don't get me started with these soft ass professional athletes who.
Everybody has done it. Magic has done it. LeBron.
I know, but like
coaches fired.
Okay, Magic, LeBron, Marc Gasol. That's right.
Yeah, that is a big. But when you're Memphis and this is not no free agent hotbed, Marc Gasol is your end all and be all. Like that's your guy. Like you gotta keep him happy. He might just be Marc Gasol. But he might also dip, and you might have a completely empty arena now. So you gotta know who you are at the end of the day. Like
that's identity too. Like we might get nobody. Like
right.
That's why they paid Mike Conley all that money, because it's like we might never get a point guard again.
And that's true. Now they have another one in Jaren Jackson. That kid boy. He had like 36 yesterday.
36 last night. Yeah.
In the Knicks game, this guy was blocking everything. Everything.
That boy nice. That boy nice. That's
just plays, man.
They got to draft all their guys. Man. They haven't signed a marquee guy
ever. I don't think they ever have. They never have.
Never. Yeah.
But
Chandler Parsons was supposed to be stealing money.
He got a marquee contract. He was never a marquee player. They played themselves into thinking that.
They did. Big time.
They played themselves. That was one of the things where they got kind of away from their identity. It was like, we need a guy that can be a star player. And they thought they saw it in him, and they were wrong. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew it except for Memphis. Everybody knew that Chandler Parsons' ass. But
even Dallas knew, because they let him go, I think.
They let him go, yeah. He got drafted to Houston. He went to Dallas. And it was like, all right, well, he stinks. And then Memphis was like, well, we need him. Let's bring him on board. And he ended up being ass. So it's like,
the American dream, son. The American dream, son.
But,
the American dream, dude.
But with that being said, what is going on with the league in general? Like, have y'all seen the standings?
Yeah,
it's all over the place, man.
I like it.
Houston is in the toilet. Who else in the
Houston is ass. Houston is ass, bro. Houston stinks.
Are they good? Y'all expect them to turn it around, or do y'all?
No.
I wish
Chris Paul got paid, and he was like, "I'm mailing it in."
I wish nothing good for Houston. Good for Houston. I don't want them to win nothing. I hope if they make the playoffs, they get swept, nigga. I wish nothing good for y'all.
Yeah,
they stink.
As weird as it may seem, like I kind of feel like at the end of the day, their real issue is that
Daryl Morey, their GM,
and their star player is James Harden, and as good as James Harden is, it's a mixed bag. Like I feel like the team takes on the identity of who James Harden is, and D'Antoni too. We know D'Antoni's not a defender.
D'Antoni is a clown.
I didn't like there. Okay, the bottom of from the bottom to the top in the West, it goes Suns. The Spurs are in the basement too.
Yikes!
The Kings are above the Spurs in the standings.
Oof.
Then it's Rockets, the Pelicans, Jazz out of the playoffs as of right now. Timberwolves. Then it goes Dallas, Portland, Lakers, Grizzlies. See, Grizzlies at 4. Thunder, Nuggets, Clippers. The Clippers.
Yeah, Clippers are up there. Yeah, Clippers been playing basketball, bro.
See, Doc is a good coach. He's just a horrible GM.
Yeah.
I guess that's just what it is.
That's what it is.
He can't choose the talent.
Nigga gave his son a contract, son. You know his son was ass. You know your son was ass.
Who was the trade? Not to cut you off. Who was the trade that they asked to get? I think it was Melo. They didn't want to give up Austin Rivers to get Melo. Like what?
Yeah. Are you kidding me, son? Like, are you kidding me?
And then what did he end up trading them for?
They traded him for pennies, bro.
Yeah, they didn't.
Where's Austin Rivers now? In like
He's in
Charlotte,
Washington.
something like that?
He's in Washington.
Oh, and their ass too. Their ass. See, I didn't even know he was playing because they stink, bro. Washington won another 4 games this season.
The only reason why I remembered because I an article about what the Wizards were doing, and they were like Austin Rivers. I was like, oh shoot, he's on the Wizards. Like
my issue. Let me tell you, my issue with Houston is like, okay, you were right there with the Warriors last year, right? So you have to try and run it back. As I understand, okay, you lost and you guys missed so many threes in that game. I get it. That was kind of like a really crazy aberration. Like, you have to try and run it back as close to possible as what you had. Like, what was the point in letting Trevor Ariza walk? Like, you're all in. Like, you gave Chris Paul this money. You have James Harden there. You have to bring back Trevor Ariza. What? And it's not to say that like it was insane to think, okay, but we got Melo, but the formula you had is what got you where you were. Like, what? What? I don't think it made sense to. I think they really undersold what the value Trevor Ariza had to what their team was.
Say it with me. Analytics.
But do you think that the analytics would support that you let Trevor Ariza walk? I think that was just money. I think they just didn't want.
They didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him, and they.
Yes and no. I could see that. I could see that. The only reason why I said analytics because I think in their head, in their mind, they feel like Melo, whatever Trevor Ariza couldn't give you on offense, Melo would be able to double it. So it's like the offense and defense would cancel out. Because like I said, their whole philosophy is they just gonna flood the market with threes. Like that's it. That's all they're gonna do.
But that would tell you not to sign Melo. Like
it
Melo
would, but they're stupid.
3-point shooter, but he's not a knockdown 3-point shooter, and like
he's not a catcher shooter.
It seems like all the analytic people we see on the internet, it doesn't seem like analytics way towards Melo makes your team better. I think it was honestly just a money thing. I think they just like, we're not paying Trevor, and I think at that point it's like you got to put all the chips on the table. Y'all got to double down. You got to run it back, like. And you're banking on a lot that is unlikely. Like you're banking on Chris Paul being healthy. You're banking on James Harden coming through for you. You're banking on maybe Trevor Ariza could hit more threes this time, but you have to. That's your only option. I think it was real dumb to let him walk. And what did they lose anyone else from that team? I think
they lost Bamute.
Him too. You got to run it back. You got to bring those guys back. You have to. So now they changed the complete formula. They're trashed. Melo becomes the fall guy because he's not the reason y'all are garbage, and it's a mess. Now what's the point? You just pay Chris Paul for no reason.
For no reason, you got to pay 4 years, like $90 million.
Yeah, he's gonna be garbage at the end of that deal. He's gonna be making. What is he gonna be making? Like $40 million. $40
million, and then Harden is gonna be making some of that bread too.
Oh Lord, God!
I wish ever since they let go of Kevin McHale as the head coach when he got them to the Western Conference Finals. I don't like Houston, bro, because McHale had them playing both ends of the court. And one of the only reasons why Houston at that time lost to Golden State when they won their first championship was Beverly was hurt. Yeah. And so like Beverly is one of the guys, let's say Golden State beats Houston, Patrick Beverly is gonna annoy the hell out of Curry. As great as Curry is, he's gonna annoy him, and that keeps you in the game. And Harden kept you in majority of the games in that series were close. So it's like you didn't need much. Kind of going back to what we talk about Houston now. Like all you got to do is just double down. All right, bring him back. This is what we do.
And then Daryl Morey goes on TV and all that and saying, all we think about is being Golden State. So like, how you got room to be cheap? You're gonna be paying Chris Paul $40 million when he's a corpse. So why are you pinching pennies now? Why would you not just double down? You have to go for it at that point. When you sign Chris Paul to that contract, you already
you have to. It's like
we wildin'. That's it. That's it.
Spend the rest of it. Like,
give
that's
him
it.
the money. Just give him what? What did he sign in Phoenix for?
$13 million. 1 year, $13 million.
Are you kidding?
Nah, 1 year, bro. Dead ass. 1 year, $13 million.
It was 1 year, 13. Yeah.
And I get it.
Fucking kidding me, son?
And I get it because Trev has a ring, so he's gonna go for the bag.
Right.
I get it. So give him 14. Give him 14.
That's dirt cheap. Yeah, that's dirt cheap for Trevor Ariza. What the production he's gonna get?
It don't make
dirt cheap.
sense. Trev don't care. Trev got his ring. Yeah, I'm getting the bag. My career is about to be over. I'm getting the bag. And I think he might end up on Houston anyway. I think somehow
Phoenix is probably sick of that.
Yeah, Phoenix is like, we gotta move on. Yeah. And Houston is probably gonna end up giving up an asset to resign somebody that they could have just signed for money.
Signed from job, yeah.
It don't make no sense.
What makes it worse is I think Ariza would have stayed in Houston for less money because you're a contender and I already have
I'm not sure, bro, because I honestly think Trev has his ring and he would like to win one, but I don't think he's gonna be like, because they probably wanted him for the cheap. If they didn't sign him for $13 million, what do you think they offered him? Probably something.
They probably offered him like $6.
And he was probably like,
offered him like a vet. They probably offered him like a vet minimum or
probably,
like around close to that.
So he was like,
they probably offered him a stupid contract, right? Yeah. So he said, "All right, screw it, I'm gonna go to Phoenix,"
which is dumb
because Jamal Crawford went to Phoenix. I'm like, Crawford, you can play for anybody, like.
Right.
You went to Phoenix. So I think at that point, it's like if you insult me,
Crawford, those players who have no rings, I understand them even go into better situations on low contracts. But you got to understand, I'm sure, I'm not saying Trevor Ariza doesn't want to win, but he already has. So at this point in his career, he's like, I'm trying to make money. Yes, I would like to win, but I want money. So just give him the money. Just
pay him, and he can have both. Just pay him, son. Like
OKC was crazy in the luxury tax last year, and they weren't really a championship contender. Like when you see that you were that close to beating Golden State, who knows? What if Steph has a really bad injury? If you had your team together, another year together, more cohesion, y'all could go to the finals.
Yep.
So why would you not run it back just like you had it? Y'all were a ridiculously bad shooting performance away from going to the final.
And that's what it is. Like that's a complete anomaly. That doesn't happen. You don't shoot over 27 every day.
It's super reactionary to go get Melo. Not no offense to Melo, but he
didn't fit. I thought it could work because of his style of play, and I had a feeling
Melo wasn't smart for that either. What is he going to play with D'Antoni again for? You know how you and D'Antoni roll. He probably thought, okay, Chris is here. We'll figure it out.
That's what it was.
I'm trying to get a ring, but you should have known. D'Antoni vindictive self was not going to cater to you. And the second the funk hit the fan,
he was going to make
Melo. Yeah,
he should have seen that. I think he let the fact that Chris was there cloud his judgment because everything else tells me, this is not me.
The Banana Boy brothers is toxic, dog. I would not want to play with. I would never want to play with either one of them. Maybe Melo because he seems like more chill out of the four of them. But even Melo, like, nah, nigga, I'm not playing with you, bro.
I want to play Melo either. I don't play none of them niggas.
You know, the whole league is threes and layups, but you know, Houston is the epitome of that. And Melo, you are a long two guy. You are a mid-range guy.
Yeah.
To the point from the second in what was it? Was it in the preseason where he took the dribble, pull in, and
he said, "My bad." Right.
He said, "My bad." Yeah.
All right, Melo, this ain't the situation for you. This ain't. You should he should have seen the writing on the wall. Like that was. It sucks that it ended up that way, especially because now it's like it's like he's blackballed. It's like nobody's looking to sign Melo.
He is being blackballed.
I don't think he is.
Steven Jackson said it.
I don't see why even bad team wouldn't say, okay, I could bring in Melo and kind of I can work what I want to do around what Melo does, even at like for 20 something minutes of the game. Like he still has something to offer to a team. Like it's not like Melo, he's not a cancer in that he's wrecking locker rooms and he's this nobody likes him. And it's crazy to see how he's basically been blackballed. It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. But going back to the state of the league, I actually like the West being all over the place.
Do y'all think this is how you think this is how it's gonna be though? You think that some things are aberrations?
No, it will correct itself, but I like it. I like it because it's gonna force Golden State, the Lakers, OKC, Denver. They're gonna force themselves to we have to play.
We have to play now.
Denver, because I think Denver cares about seeding. Denver cares about home court. But a team like Golden State is like, we don't care.
Yeah, but you don't want
the Lakers probably care about home court. The Lakers probably care about home court.
I understand.
I think Golden State cares too. Golden State cares. They had a game 7 in Houston last year,
but they almost
went bad.
So do y'all think Houston is making the playoffs, right? But they
will. But I'm just saying
they won't have home court though. Like I'm looking at everyone else, right? I think Golden State would only fear home court against the Rockets. Like I don't think there's that situation again. I don't think I'm shaking in my boots if I have to go to Denver and beat Denver. I don't think
OKC.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. But like right now, OKC is 3 and the Warriors are 4. So I think ultimately the Warriors will.
It'll correct themselves. But like,
what about the Clippers?
The Clippers will,
because Barkley is saying, Clippers not even making the playoffs. Do y'all think they're still a playoff team? Because they're the first seed.
They'll make the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs.
How far do you think they drop? Because they're the first seed right now.
They're gonna 6 seed, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Okay. They don't have star power, bro. They don't have star power. At one point in the season, Dame is gonna step up. Clay is gonna step up. Steph, KD, Harden,
the Clippers gonna be looking
all those superstars. Yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, who we got?
Lead us, Lou.
Yeah, like
it's not good. It's not. Hey, Tobias Harris is a hooper.
He can play, but he ain't no star.
He ain't no star, bro. He's not gonna drag you to the playoffs.
He can hold his own.
No, he can play. He's like he's on the fringe of being like a star. Not even superstar. He's on the fringe of stardom, not fringe
stardom. Yeah, and that's what it is. Like
he can make an all-star team if he
could. I don't know what his numbers look like. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think he's 22, the guy.
22 and 8. That nigga's solid. Harris is nice.
I don't think he's the guy that's gonna galvanize your team to like lead.
You don't gotta do all of that. The way Doc is playing, Lou Williams will do that.
I don't think Lou Williams will do that either. I don't think none of them have that ability.
Nah, I think Lou could do it. Because Lou Williams is doing it in Atlanta. Lou Williams is doing it in Philly. Everywhere Lou Williams went, Lou Williams is kind of like the heart of the team. Even in Toronto, like everywhere Lou Williams went,
he's the heart of the team. But you talk about playoff seeding now. Like, where can Lou Williams lead you into the playoffs? Like,
but that's why I said the combination. That's why I said the combination of Lou and Tobias Harris. Like, they're not the number 1 seed right now for no reason. They have a solid team. So as long as you have that,
we agree. Yeah, we agree.
Right,
that's what I'm saying. They'll make the playoffs, but like, there's gonna be a point in time where everybody gets hot, and the Clippers gonna look at Lou and Teletovic and Tobias Harris.
Williams could do it.
I think
Williams could do it.
Because what we're saying is like the Clippers are playing at their highest potential right now.
This is it. This is it for them. Yeah,
still like warming up.
Yeah, like
they're not gonna have another gear to like go to.
They don't have it.
They just
I agree with that. But Lou Williams led the league in scoring off the bench last year, like 22, 23.
We love Lou Williams.
But I'm saying, I know, but Lou Williams isn't averaging the 20 points that he was doing last year. So to me, he's still got another gear left to go. Tobias Harris, he's pretty much at where he's gonna be.
Yeah, he peaked.
The key the key to the Clippers is Gallinari staying healthy. Because every time Gallinari plays, he hoops.
It's not gonna happen, bro.
It's not. I'm not saying it is, but I'm not saying it is. But if Gallinari could give you 60 games out of 82,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
But
Best shooter ever. Word to Mike D'Antoni.
It will.
Word. That's an OD.
If Gallinari can play 60 games out of 82, it will make the difference in how the Clippers play. Because now you got Gallo playing. Now you got Tobias playing. Now you got Lou Williams playing.
You yourself still said you still see them as a 6 seed though. Like
because I do believe Golden State is going to get their shit together. I'm not worried about Golden State. Curry not playing.
Wardell come back as soon as Wardell come back.
Yeah, he's coming back tonight.
Oh yeah,
Draymond not playing. So like, I'm not really worried about Golden State. Like, but I do agree with Joe. Low key, Golden State does need home court because
they need it.
Against
yeah.
who? They need it against who?
OKC.
I'll give you that. That's
OKC
the only
tough.
team. That's the only.
That's it.
I'm not worried about going to Denver. I'm not worried about going to Denver.
Yeah, that's the only team.
I'm not worried about busting the Lakers' ass. I'm not worried about none of that.
Yeah, OKC's the only team, bro. That's it.
I'm looking. I'm not worried. Who's in the playoffs right now? Clippers, not worried. Nuggets, not worried. Okay, we said the Thunder. I'm not worried about going to Memphis. I'm not worried about the Lakers. I'm not worried about going to Portland. I'm not worried about going to Dallas.
Yeah,
unless we think the Jazz aren't going to make the playoffs.
No, they will. They will.
Okay,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They will.
I don't think so. I think they overachieved last year. I don't think the Pelicans will make it either. I think they overachieved.
Nah, Pelicans will make it, bro. They'll correct themselves.
They overachieved last year, bro.
Okay. So who's out? Okay, the Wolves are out.
Yeah,
nobody has them. The Jazz, y'all think they getting in? Anybody?
I think so. I think they get in.
No, I don't think Utah gets in.
Pelicans. Joe says yes. Rose says
Pelicans. No. Yes.
Rockets.
Pelicans as well.
Rockets. What's up with the Rockets?
Rockets get in. Rockets get in.
Wow. Rockets get in.
Rockets get in. 100%.
Kings. Hell
no, they stink.
The Spurs. That's such a tough.
Spurs stink.
Spurs get in.
So who? All right. This is interesting. So who are playing out? This is too. So right now, who did everybody agree on? We agreed the Rockets.
Yeah, the Rockets.
What about the Jazz?
I said Pelicans.
No.
I said Jazz.
No.
That's a lot because who's not making the playoffs then? The Mavericks, I don't think are making the playoffs. The
Mavericks, no, absolutely not.
Grizzlies, the Grizzlies Nuggets. Grizzlies, Nuggets, Lakers take Grizzlies, Nuggets,
Lakers.
Lakers, Clippers take 4 spots from last year. So the Spurs made it last year.
And you have them out.
They take they're out.
Spurs
the Pelicans, I don't think they're gonna make it.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna make it. And Minnesota, I don't think they make it.
Minnesota's already out.
Stinks, yeah.
They're already out.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about they made it last year.
Right.
So
then who are the Rockets bumping? Like
they're gonna bump
Rockets gonna bump
Denver.
You think the Nuggets?
I mean, not Denver.
The Nuggets are good. The Nuggets are legit.
The Rockets are gonna bump the Mavericks as of right now.
The only bumpable teams I really see are the Mavericks for sure. I think the Mavericks will not make the playoffs.
No, absolutely not.
Then after that, it gets tough because the Blazers are the 7th seed right now. Y'all think the Blazers are not gonna make the playoffs?
No, they'll make it.
Okay, and then
I don't know, man.
They'll make it.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Lakers.
The Lakers are gonna make it.
I don't think like in the West, these people like Houston is playing with fire. I mean, the standings are still close right now, but it's like it's hard to see. Other than Dallas, it's hard to see who you're gonna get out the paint. Because after Dallas, it goes Portland.
I think Memphis. I think the way the standings are looking, because I'm looking at it right now too. Like I said, I don't see Utah making it. Like I don't see New Orleans making it.
Yeah.
The only team I really see that can make a push is Houston.
Let me tell you what the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are 3-week Mike Conley injury away from like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So I could see them getting bumped. If anyhow Conley is out for an extended period of time or Gasol, they're falling off the face of the earth.
Right. I agree with that.
So that's one who I think could get bumped.
If in that case, New Orleans might take their spot. I have more faith in New Orleans than Utah.
You have
I have more faith in New Orleans than Utah.
New Orleans is half a game back from the 8th spot right now. I'm looking at it. They're
everything. Yeah, everything is so close.
They're all close, bro.
It's just hard to say who's gonna fall out because it's
Grizzlies,
all good
bro.
teams.
The Grizzlies. 3 games behind the Grizzlies.
I agree. The Grizzlies could drop out, but other than the Grizzlies and the Mavericks, it's hard.
The Blazers look shaky too. The Blazers look shaky. Portland looks very shaky.
But they have that star power. They have
that star power. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like Dame and CJ will wake up at one point, and then they're gonna push for the number 4 or 5 or something like that. But like right now, they look shaky.
Spurs,
all the rest of the teams look ass.
Spurs about to miss the playoffs. Like I heard an interesting thing because apparently I didn't even see that was going on, but I was listening to Flagrant 2. That's freaking Andrew Schultz and Kaz and whatever they do a sports podcast, and like apparently Pop. And Kawhi been going back and forth, and Pop said like Kawhi's not on each other. He said Kawhi's not, which is not like Pop to even say something like that in the public. Yeah. So what they said, their theory is he said that because there's nothing you could say to make DeMar DeRozan think that he's a better player than Kawhi. His confidence has to be in the garbage right now. Seeing like Toronto take it to another level without you, and you're now on a team that's like out the playoffs, it's clear as day that you must be feeling bad. Like you're not as good a player as this guy. So he's probably trying to play a mind game with DeMar to be like, "Yo, I can't tell you're a better player because none of us are idiots here. But you can be a better leader." Yeah, I was like, that's a good theory because Pop is not one to just pop off at the mouth about like, "Oh, Kawhi's not a good." He's usually hush, and that's probably the angle he's trying to take with DeMar because. It's crazy. Like you see, Toronto is looking like a serious.
They look like a serious contender right now.
Why is
I told y'all they're coming out the East.
And the Spurs look like they're about to get Zion. The Spurs are ass.
The Spurs are in 14th place in the East, in the West. That's crazy. They're behind the Kings.
They don't have a point guard. They don't have a point guard.
Yeah, DeJounte.
Everybody thought he was going to be that guy, but he's not.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
You're talking about DeJounte? DeJounte's
even when he's playing, he's not.
Yeah, he's not a game changer.
He's not. He's a good defender, and what else? Like he's a decent athlete, and what else? So even when he was playing, he wasn't that great. So they probably look to upgrade that position. We could trade them Frank for DeMar. And that'll be great. You know, they can have the point guard. We can have our superstar.
I respect DeMar as a player, but I don't want him on my team.
You don't want DeMar. You don't want Acne Kobe in your team.
I just feel like this. I feel like there's just an internal loser in his DNA. Like I would never expect us to ever get over the hump with DeMar DeRozan as like our guy. Like I think
don't do DeMar like that.
No, he's a good player. DeMar is a really good player. But would you ever expect DeMar to go on a Dirk Nowitzki run where he finally like?
Of course not.
I don't see that in him. He's a very good player, and I feel for him the way things have played out. Like
he's a number 2. Like I always said that. Even when he was on Toronto, he was a number 2.
He gotta be hurting. Like, he was loyal to them, and then they see he gets shipped out, and you see the Toronto fans are like, "Oh, Kawhi,
Kawhi, the best player we've ever had."
We get DeMar. Who is that guy? I know
Kawhi Leonard right now is the best player Toronto has ever had.
Of course, Vince is a close second, but it's not even close. And you have to feel for DeMar in that situation. Like this is I feel bad for him. Like that sucks. They forgot about DeMar in 2 seconds. It was like, oh snap! This is why we gave away DeMar.
This nigga's nice. This Kawhi nigga's nice. Yo,
they get.
Why don't we get him sooner, son? This nigga could play.
Yeah, right. And it's tough. The East right now is Raptors, Bucks. Giannis is insane.
Yeah, Giannis is a
Sixers,
dog.
Pistons.
Pacers.
The Celtics are surprising. They're playing well. Hornet and then Magic.
This is gonna stay as is.
I think it stays like that. I think Boston has to trade
Jaylen Brown
or Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, they
bad.
hey, both of them are ass.
Granted,
Jaylen Brown stinks.
I don't know. Is it that? Do you think Hayward is still?
Ass.
Do you think Hayward is it still coming back from the injury, or do you think it's just?
It's that. And they have like 79 niggas who do the same thing. Like,
and Jaylen Brown is another like he ain't it type. I don't think he's as good as they maybe thought
he stinks, bro.
Oh
this
my
nigga
God,
Instagram
Jump 2.0.
Yo, that nigga's ass, bro.
He's solid. He not ass, nigga. He's solid. It's just they have like 8 guys.
What does he do well? What does he do well?
He's a solid defender. He's athletic. He can knock down shots. It's just
bro saying all the things that they say on like college.
Exactly,
right? To describe that white guy. That white guy.
I mean, hey, my analysis is usually spot on. So
Jaylen stinks, bro. You can see it in his eyes, bro.
Nah, nigga. I don't trust Joe Sway. I don't trust Joe Sway judgment because everybody stinks with Joe Sway, nigga.
I've never been wrong, bro.
Nigga, everybody stinks, nigga. Joe Sway likes like 2 NBA players, Kobe and Jordan, nigga. That's it. Everybody else.
I've never been wrong, bro. Jaylen Brown is ass. I called it from day one. Like
Joe Sway, where Terrence Williams at, nigga?
That's the one play I've been wrong about. See,
what's Terrence Williams at, nigga?
That's the one player, bro.
Wait, Jerry Grant too.
Jerry Grant, 2 players.
Right, all right, nigga. All right, so there goes you're never out the window, nigga. All right,
2 players,
all right, there we go.
2 players out of the 3,500 I've scouted. I'm like 98% right now. So I'm scouting 2,600 players, bro. I've been wrong about 2 of them. I'm 22. I'm not jacking it. I've been wrong about 2 of them, son.
Yeah, I'm not jacking it.
I've been wrong about 2 of them niggas, bro. I've been wrong about 2 of them. Jaylen Brown is not it. He stinks. The nigga had the T-Max on. And then he shot 2 for 13. That's not T-Mac, bro. You stink, son. I don't hear nothing about Jaylen Brown ever again. Him or Terry Rozier or none of them niggas. Al Horford, none of them niggas. I don't want to see none of them ever again, bro. They
whoa. Don't be coming at Horford, nigga. Chill out.
Okay, I like Horford.
Now you wildin'.
I like Horford.
See, this is why I can't fuck with Joe, nigga. He go too far left.
Hey,
Horford is
12 and 10.
Horford nice, nigga.
Horford is Dominican Stella Harrington. That's
nigga is Dominican and Nat Kristich, bro. I mean,
right. Nat Kristich, wow.
That nigga is
Dominican Chris Mill.
What a reference.
That nigga is Dykeman Gian, bro. I don't hear no fuck about Al Horford, bro. I don't hear nothing about no Al Horford.
Horford is Dominican Lennox Glazer back in the Denver days, nigga.
Jaylen Brown is what I say about Jaylen Brown? That nigga ass. I don't know no names about him. Nigga ass. Bro.
He is American Jaylen Brown. That's who he is.
He shouldn't have been drafted where he was.
He shouldn't have been drafted. Like, he's not an NBA player, bro.
You're wilding.
What's crazy?
They got too many people at the same position. They got. I think that's what it is. So it's like Hayward coming off an injury. Brown has kind of regressed. Tatum is kind of up and down because it's like
Tatum's
four other niggas. Who you said?
Tatum is aggressive big time, bro. He's been.
I don't think so. I just feel like there are bad niggas playing his position. Like Brown needs the ball. Hayward needs the ball. Kyrie needs the ball. When Rozier come in the game, he need the ball. But last year,
Rozier is a Haitian Barbosa, bro. I'm calling niggas was like, nah, Rozier nice. I'm like, that nigga is garbage.
Nah, Rozier
nice,
nigga. Yo,
Rozier is garbage.
Joe Sway likes 5 players, nigga.
Rozier is
like 5 NBA players, nigga.
Rozier is terrible.
Spot on, though, nigga.
He's the Haitian Barbosa, bro. He's terrible.
Spot on, nigga.
So bad when he gave him the keys last year. Kyrie went down with an injury. They gave Rozier the keys. Here you go, bro. In your hands. Drive the car. That nigga crashed and shit.
What did he shooting?
Nah, chill.
He was like 0 for 11 from three, son. Come on, he's ass.
They got to the conference finals, nigga.
Because of Tatum, bro. Because of Tatum and good coaching.
Rozier cooked the hell out of Bledsoe. Bledsoe don't even know this man.
Bledsoe stinks too. What are you talking about? Bledsoe's ass.
Yo, Joe Sway likes
11
I'm
NBA
telling you,
teams.
nigga. I've known Joe Sway for over 10 years, nigga. Joe Sway likes 7 players, nigga.
And they're all great, nigga. They're all great, nigga.
But that's what I'm saying, nigga. You gotta like in between niggas too. Like them niggas fill out the team, nigga.
You great or you ass.
Right, that's it. There's no between. Like, nah, nigga. That's why I would not hire Joe Sway to build my team, nigga. I want Durant, LeBron. I want Durant, LeBron, Russ, Amare in his prime, Kareem. That's it. Like, no, nigga, I have to pay them. Like, no, nigga.
It's either Illmatic or it's fucking
6ix9ine's album.
6ix9ine album. That's it, bro.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it's not Illmatic,
nigga. Come on, son.
Or some Tory Lane shit. That's it, bro. I don't need none of that middle lane shit, man. I need Biggie Smalls. You know what I mean? I need Mobb Deep. I don't need none of that bullshit 21 Savage shit, man. Come on, son. Terry Rozier's a 21 Savage album. That shit is cool for one game. As soon as you want to play shit in the car, it's like, that shit not that good. That shit is garbage. Terry Rozier is garbage. That nigga is dummy boy, son. Trash. Trash. I don't
So
know.
what are the Wizards gonna do? Should they just blow it up?
Blow it up.
Man.
Their ass.
The Wizards need to go back to being the Bullets, nigga. Like, go back to being the Bullets, nigga. Like, y'all are terrible, nigga.
Out of the picture right now. I think if Karis LeVert didn't get hurt, maybe the Nets could have competed for that A spot. But
I could agree with that.
But yeah. Other than that, everyone who's out of the playoffs right now looks like
staying out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they staying out.
Yeah, they out.
He's
staying as is. Boston will climb again. I think they're good enough to climb. But the East is as is, bro. Everybody else is ass.
So who's gonna make the move for Brad Beal then? Because I think if they blowing it up, I think
Lakers
sound like a team for him. Yeah, Brandon Ingram. It's gonna be Brandon Ingram.
Oh God, LeBron.
Who else do they want to trade? It's gonna be Ingram. Maybe
it's gonna be Ingram and Caldwell Pope.
Nah, it's gonna be Ingram and Lonzo Ball.
Nah, because I think they like
wants ball. They do. But if you want Bradley Beal, if you want to score next to LeBron, you gotta give up because Caldwell Pope stinks. No one is gonna care for Caldwell Pope. I think he played for Washington before, didn't he? Or was he? Or Detroit?
It was
one of those ass. Yeah, one of them red and blue niggas. Whatever, they're ass. So they'll trade a up and coming prospect like Lonzo Ball and Ingram for Bradley Beal because
I just think they definitely won't move.
They're not giving up.
They're not gonna move Kuzma. I think
Kuzma stays. Kuzma stays.
I think they would love to get rid of Lonzo, even though I think Lonzo could play. I think they're not in love with the whole Ball situation.
But LeVar has been quiet though, right? So like LeVar and all
has
been quiet.
under mandate.
Yeah. I think.
But they're not. My thing is they're not pressed. They're not pressed to keep Lonzo as a player.
They're not, and this is why they're trading him for Bradley Beal.
I think they should keep Lonzo.
I think so too.
Absolutely should. They absolutely should. Lonzo's been one of the best defenders in the last like 3 or 4 games. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's like I said. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as what I said. If the Knicks would have get KD, when you get LeBron, then things change. You end up having to move these guys who you probably don't want to, but you got to move them because your window is now. That's exactly what they're going through right now. Exactly.
So Sway calls it the LeBron effect. The LeBron system.
Effect, man. That's he comes in, he brings his own system. I read a report. It was like this little short article that Bron was like just completely ignoring what's his name, Luke Wall's calls. Like, let's run this set. Bron's like, nah, we're gonna do my shit. Like, I'm gonna be the point guard now. Everybody stand aside. And I'm gonna run pick and roll with Tyson Chandler all fucking day. And I'm gonna throw him lobs. I'm gonna throw it to the corner to Kuzma. Ingram is gonna be a miscast.
Oh my God, he's
the same shit every year.
Y'all see the comments? He's like Lonzo putting up prime Frank numbers. Why is he prime Frank? I don't even know what Lonzo's numbers look like. I know he defends, and I think he has vision.
They
He can play. He just needs.
He needs LeBron off the team. He needs LeBron off the team. Like I did not want LeBron on the Lakers because I knew this was gonna happen. Me and my boy Eric saw this happening. Like LeBron gonna come and he gonna just put everybody. You say
no, you say no to LeBron.
Gotta say these niggas gotta have some balls, nigga. Like nobody, LeBron, like no.
Bro, you would do that. It's not a team.
Because I got stones, nigga, and I'm gonna build a team. Nigga.
There's not a team in the world that's gonna say no.
I'm saying no to LeBron. Go away, nigga. I'll go away.
This is why you could be in the basement. Your shit could be in the gutter, bro. This shit could be in the gutter. I need good players, bro. I need great players. LeBron is the greatest. You know what I mean, LeBron is like one of the greatest. You
like I would be conflicted if LeBron came to my team because I'm not a fan of him. But like, of course, I would expect them to say yes if LeBron wants to come to the team.
Yes, nigga.
I don't do hype, nigga. I don't do hype.
It's not hype.
Just like hype, nigga.
I know
because he came to your team and he changed the whole dynamic of how you played, and it's not for the better. It makes him look better, but like
I'm sure there are Lakers fans who are conflicted. Like I'm sure they're like they've been
conflicted.
They've been rooting against him all this time. Now he's on their team. That's why his mural is getting defaced and stuff like that. It's a weird situation, but you of course you're gonna expect your team to be like, yeah, LeBron come through. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to win and you're trying to make money, and LeBron makes you do both. So, you know.
I wouldn't do it. I know how he plays. I know how I want to build my team, and I'm not.
So you wouldn't do it for basketball reasons?
No, I know how he plays. I'm not doing it. Look at what he's done.
No, I get it.
He was in Cleveland. He got David Blatt fired after
100% get it. He's
gonna get rid of Luke Walton. He didn't like Eric Spoelstra when he was in Miami, and probably the only reason why Spoelstra stayed because Riley's the Don. Like
I think his issue was mostly with Riley in because he wanted like control, and Riley ain't gonna give you that.
Yeah, right.
No, because you're the employee, nigga.
He is the employee, but he's also the franchise.
I don't give a damn, nigga. You work for me. I cut your check, nigga. Like these management niggas gotta like draw a line in the sand.
It's tough. It's tough. You have to.
It's not tough, nigga.
Yeah, it is because.
Grow a pair, and this is how we're gonna play. You don't like it, go somewhere else, nigga. That's it.
Look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. When you have a LeBron James, we saw just the city itself of Cleveland, totally different world. And now when he's gone, it is back to a nuclear wasteland. So yes, you are employing LeBron James, but he has so much pull that you have to capitulate some power to somebody.
Yeah, when you're Cleveland, you're the Lakers, nigga. You are the Lakers.
I get that, but
that's where I'm coming from with it. Like, if you're the
when speaking about basketball reasons, it's like I get it basketball wise because what are your chances to win without LeBron James?
Right.
Zero chance.
You have to have him.
Yeah, you got it.
I guess when we say basketball reasons, I'm thinking in my head like style of play. And going back to what Joseph always said, the LeBron system, like if I have Lonzo Ball is a pure point guard. Like he's fine if he has 2 points, 20 assists. Like that's a good game for him. Like let him do that. Like that's what he is. When you get LeBron now, LeBron takes the ball out of Rondo's hands. LeBron takes the ball out of Lonzo's hand. He takes the ball out of Ingram's hand. I screenshotted a Snapchat ESPN page or subscription, whatever, and Ingram is way better with LeBron off the court than he is on the court because Ingram is a rhythm player.
But look, bro,
when you get LeBron, yeah, your team gets better because the team is always going to revolve around him and not this is how we play. This is how LeBron plays.
You have to live with it because at the end of the day, that's still your best chance to win. Yeah. And as much as like we can know whatever we know about basketball, we don't know half of anything about basketball as much as LeBron James knows. So because he probably knows everything you're saying right now. He knows like, I'm probably taking away from this guy by doing this. but you know, I still understand. It's like Doctor Strange knowing the outcomes of all these situations, knowing it has to go this way, even though you may not see the final picture. Like he understands all this. This guy knows everything there is to know about basketball. So he knows everything you're saying. He's like, yeah, you know, I can let Lonzo do this and that, but I have to do this and that if we're gonna win. And you can't.
But he losing.
He has lost before, but he has also won before. You don't understand that?
Yeah, by the grace of God, paying his tithe. Like,
I mean, but we can look at most championships and see where if the bounce of a ball goes this way, things will go totally different. Any sports, there's luck is involved in all championships.
Understood. But when he gets the claim as I make my teammates better, and we swear that all platforms he's the only one in NBA history who's ever done it, and you see his record, he's losing more than he's winning. At some point, you got to say, yo, LeBron, okay.
I don't subscribe to the LeBron makes everyone better theory.
No one basketball player makes anybody better. All five guys help each other out.
I understand that, like, for like, say LeBron can make certain role players better in that, like, let's say I'm a knockdown shooter. Like, LeBron's gonna make me better because I'm gonna get way more wide open looks. But let's say somebody like Chris Bosh has to change his game to fit what LeBron's game is. So I wouldn't say he makes that person better. But I just in basketball, it's like just one or two players make the world of difference. It's only 5 guys on the court at a time, and star power is everything. So it's like, yeah, there are some things, there are drawbacks to what LeBron may bring, but the positives far outweigh the negatives, and it's my best chance to win. We all know that. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna have gripes, but it's still, there's only one LeBron in the league. There's one KD, there's one Steph. If I could have one, I know there may be issues with what I see on the court. I may think, oh, you know, maybe he could have let Lonzo do that this time. Maybe he could, but he also is a very, very smart basketball mind, and I'm sure he knows. He probably hears everything you're saying and knows that that is the case, but he's still gonna play it this way because still feels that's the best chance to win. There's plenty of times where I saw Kobe in a double team with like Smush Parker in the corner, and Kobe's gonna shoot the fadeaway over 2 guys. Parker stinks. And
of course,
a contested jumper with 2 of these guys on me is still better than me passing the ball to a wide open Smush Parker. And I get that. And I know Kobe knows, you know, that's not the best basketball decision, but I don't care because I know the outcomes. I know 20 times more basketball than all these critics trying to tell me about basketball. So it is what it is. You just gotta live with certain stuff.
The reason why I said what I said, because if you look at let's analyze Kobe and LeBron for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at LeBron's track record with that, the 2 years LeBron won MVP before he left to Miami, they had the best record in the East. He did all of that. I was the MVP, best record in the East. All that, what you say, my style wins. And then they got to the playoffs now, and you're losing to Orlando, who nobody on Orlando is better than LeBron.
Right, but they have a better team. The sum was better than, you know,
there you go.
Better team.
There you go. Not only that, you made Mo Williams a spot-up shooter. So if he not knocking down shots, you're not giving him the ball to do anything else because you feel in your head, my way is the best way. So yeah, you'll get your triple-double, but you'll get blown out by 20. You look at Kobe. Kobe, the same way he gonna play game 32 of the regular season, he gonna play the same way in the playoffs, and that's going to win because, like you said, he knows the outcomes. Like, I know this is how we're gonna play the whole game. So that's why I say you look at Kobe's way versus LeBron's way. This is why I don't understand how people could say LeBron better. Like, he's won 5 championships. I think he knows what he's doing. LeBron has won 3, understood, but now you've lost 6. You got swept twice. You damn near got the gentleman's sweep, and you damn near almost didn't win another one because you got Draymond suspended. So it's like, does your way really work? No, it does not. So now you come into the Lakers and you're taking away from Lonzo, you're taking away from Ingram, and now you're going to trade him to get Bradley Beal, which he's going to be probably Larry Hughes 3.0. Like,
but to your point, now you're saying that with Bradley Beal, he more fits that system than anybody else that LeBron's played with. So he can be that second scorer, spot up shooter kind of thing. Where, and I think Bron is smart now too. I think playing with Kyrie kind of changed him a bit. So they was doing that like 1A, 1B, your turn, my turn shit. That works with Bradley Beal now instead of him just dominating the ball or 25-year-old Bron. That's why I wouldn't usage at like 97, whatever.
That's why I wouldn't trade Lonzo, because Beal is not the ball handler Kyrie or John Wall is.
But he's the scorer that they are, though.
He's a scorer, right? So I would,
and that's what they need. Nah, you keep
Lonzo's issue is he's not an open shot maker.
He don't need to be if you got LeBron and Beal on the court. He'll pass ahead. He'll defend.
No, but who do you think Washington wants? You think Washington's gonna just take Brandon Ingram?
Right.
No, they're gonna. I'm telling you, I think they're gonna trade like Caldwell Pope because he's on a 1-year deal. And
absolutely not. They need assets. Washington needs assets. They're gonna blow it up, and they need assets. So they need that next guy that's gonna take over after Wall gets traded to Minnesota.
No one is taking Wall's contract because his contract don't even kick in until 2 years from now. And then he has a trade kicker, a 15% trade kicker. No one is trading. He's stuck in Washington. Like, he ain't leaving.
Jesus Christ. And he's fat now too.
Yeah, right. I guess he that's the epitome of like getting paid and it's like
getting paid. Yeah, all right, well, James good.
That's that Kill Mo life he living in DC, baby.
His nigga wins ACGs.
So Wall is
stuck.
That's what
Wall is stuck. Wall is stuck.
He's stuck. So I think that's why I think they can trade for Caldwell Pope, because the salary would match. Because to me,
I'm not taking that. If I'm giving away Beal, I'm gonna need better assets.
Yeah, I need better assets, bro.
Y'all better find somebody pick to give me. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not taking Caldwell Pope.
I'll take Ingram, but I need a better asset.
I need somebody else to pair that.
I agree with you guys. I'm just saying, if I'm the Lakers, I'm not giving up Lonzo. Like, I can't do that. If I can somehow keep Lonzo and get Beal, and I got to give up Ingram and like somebody else, I'll do it.
I don't think they can. They're not giving up Kuzma.
I don't think they can neither, but this is where the Lakers got to be the Lakers and be like, yo, I have leverage. Beal wants out. Y'all are ass.
If
you have no choice but to give him up, because now y'all going to be stuck with 2 bad contracts for a long time.
Maybe Beal isn't the asset that I move Lonzo for, but if you're telling me AD and I'm moving Ingram and Lonzo, I'll do that in a heartbeat.
Right.
I'd do that.
I'd go 2-on-5 with Bron and AD versus everybody else.
Oh yeah,
you can have everybody. We'll just get technical fouls.
And everybody's on the table.
Everybody not named LeBron James on the table.
I'd cry when I package Kuzma, but they could take him too.
Get the fuck out of here. you are out, bro. Anybody. You can have the coach. You can have Magic if you want him. My nigga, give me everybody.
I'm shaking his head, and I know it's not ideal, but that's basketball.
I would not hire y'all niggas.
You wouldn't give Allonzo Ball for Anthony Davis?
No, you said you would go 2-on-5, nigga. That's what I'm shaking my head at, nigga.
That's hyperbole, my nigga.
LeBron and
I know, nigga, but that's why I'm shaking my nigga. With you, nigga, you talk about everybody ass, nigga. I don't know if it's hyperbole with you, nigga. All right, so I don't know. That's why I'm shaking my head. If Donald said it, he's serious, nigga. He's serious.
You gotta give it whatever to get that guy.
I'll give it whatever to get Anthony Davis. I'll give it whatever.
And that's just basketball. Only so many guys on the court at a time, and only so many really make a difference.
Yeah.
So you gotta figure it out. It's like, I got these two. I gotta
everybody. I'd sign a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah,
I'd go to Marine Park.
You have to
and sign a bunch of guys.
See, this is exactly what kind of place the Knicks would be if they were to get a KD. Exactly. It's like now you have to.
You gotta win. You have to win now.
My issue is like the Knicks don't even have that many like player assets.
We don't.
Yeah, so it will be tough if that's the case. granted, you about to. Hopefully, we don't mess it up and we get a solid draft pick. That'll be your next asset.
Maybe a third.
Hopefully he's a player. Based on all right, if you can have anybody who's coming out based on what y'all have seen so far, like let's not think of where we'll end up in the lottery. Who do y'all think is gonna be the best guy coming out right now?
Zion,
bro. Between Zion and RJ Barrett is nice.
I like Reddish a little bit more than Barrett.
Reddish seems like he needs he doesn't have like that dog in him right now, but he's super good. He's super good.
Yeah, I like him a little bit more than RJ Barrett.
He's like he's not you don't get to see the whole tool bag because he plays with those guys, but that dude has skill. He has vision, he could score.
The only reason why I wouldn't say Zion, I think Zion has potential to be the best player in the draft, but I think he's more dependent on situation. I think RJ Barrett can go and his game will grow.
Next to KP, that's like the perfect.
Yeah.
Zion next to KP, yeah, I think that fits.
Yeah.
I love that nobody's even thinking about anybody outside the Duke. It's like
I don't care about anybody else.
No, but
there's a couple other guys.
That's why I said RJ Barrett. Like I think RJ Barrett would be a good fit because I like.
No, I mean outside of Duke. Like we all thinking Duke. There's a couple of.
There's Bull. A couple of cats that.
What's this guy's name?
But we already got a tall, skinny niggas. I don't need two of them. So
right.
Yeah, like
I need
some size. Pause. You know what I mean?
Duke took all the players that you would want at the top of the lottery, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. They got all them niggas starting too.
Right.
God, that team is stupid.
But I still, it made me laugh. I saw a Facebook post and it made me laugh when I think who said it? Oh, dumbass Jason Williams. I don't understand why y'all.
Duke Jason Williams?
Yes.
Duke Jason Williams, yeah.
He came out and said he thinks Duke can beat Cleveland right now, and then Duke loses.
They lost to
Gonzaga. And I'm like, you idiot. Like, no. Like,
Gonzaga has like one lottery, the Hachimura guy. That's like
he could play. He could play.
Yeah, he could play, but it's like imagine that's one possible lottery.
One guy, bro.
Not
it's
every lottery pick even out in the NBA. Like I hate stupidness like that.
Right, like no, they would not.
Oh,
if Duke were to play in the NBA right now, Duke would win one game. I'm giving Duke one game.
Giving them too much.
If that,
they might. They won't be favored in any game.
They're right. That's what it is. They'd win one game.
If they lost the game by 5, I'd be amazed.
Right, because it's like.
They really stuck into that. Yeah, they really stayed in that game for a little bit.
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson would look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nigga, like...
Yeah.
J.R. Smith will have like 60.
Right. Like...
Jordan Clarkson would go crazy.
Oh, Jordan Clarkson. I keep forgetting about him. He's
Rodney Hood.
What's the other dude from L.A.? Who's Larry Nance?
Larry Nance would dunk all over Zion Williams's dunk. Like, come on, man. Like,
this is grown.
I hate when
the style of play is even different. Like, those dudes will be tired. Like,
they'd be wild tired, bro.
After one quarter, and then that's that. Right. You just think about the three. You just think about the three. What about the scrubs on the bench?
Right.
Bunch of guys that's gonna sell cars next year.
A bunch of white guys who's taking a solid charge.
Right.
Yeah,
they don't
want no taking it. Yeah, none of that.
Don't want no smoke, nigga. Like,
Trey Young brother played for them too. Not Trey Young. What's this dude name from Minnesota? They look exactly the same.
Oh, who are you talking about?
He's in the starting 5 for Duke. He's short. The point guard. What is this kid's name? Tyus Jones. Brother.
Oh yeah.
Trey Jones.
Yeah, Tyus Jones stinks too. Like, yeah, and they both ass. They both ass.
They literally the same player. Like literally
stinks. Yeah, you get destroyed. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I just hate when these guys come out and say, like, I saw somebody else say some dumb stuff about the NFL. Like, I think it was like Alabama would beat, like,
that's even worse.
Yeah,
Alabama would beat.
When you think it's like football, is even worse.
Like, It's like when Carl said he could catch an NFL pass. Like, no, you cannot, nigga. No, you cannot, nigga.
He mean with coverage? Does he mean with coverage?
Yes.
Yeah. He said, I'd get a catch and a first down. I'm like, yo, who are you gonna? You're not getting off a lot of scrimmage, bro.
Yo, he was on his back after every snap. Like, I'd be surprised if he even like would have break off the jam.
He would not.
Like what? These people, don't understand. People don't understand the kind. First of all, they're already freak athletes, and they're literally paid to just be in shape.
Yeah,
right.
So they are in like when you think like these people can run like 25, 30 miles per hour. Like, do you understand how fast that is?
With pads on, son. With pads on.
Like these people are freaks.
And then you talk about you catching a pass. That means the defense, they're licensed to hit you. Like,
yeah, no, that ball's coming out.
And you be thinking that dude you play flag football with sometimes could put a little mustard on it. What do you think the ball coming out of Aaron Rodgers' hands? what
that's gonna break all your fingers, bro. The whole joint.
Aaron Rodgers, nigga. Chase Daniels, nigga. Like
Daniels,
Chase Daniels is.
Somebody with a cannon. What do you think that ball? What do you think is happening? Like you're not you probably, even if you got open, you gonna fumble it and cry.
You gonna drop it, yeah.
He said he could get off the line of scrimmage.
I swear to God, I was like, Carl, you're smoking.
I remember the tweet, and I was like, no, you're not. Like, no, you're not.
This is the problem. People, we watch it on TV so much, we don't.
It was easy.
We don't appreciate the athletes that we're watching. Like. These people are absurd. Every single one of these players are freaks. Every one.
Even the worst one.
Linemen will dust you in a 40. And they're like 400, 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
And a lot of them run under 540s.
Come on, son. Come on.
Yeah, that's a lineman that runs a 4.7.
Right.
Like, bro, like
my
fastest was a 4.7. I'm 160, bro. I'm 165. And he's like 290, son. Come on, man. That makes no sense, B.
I run a solid 8.940 right now.
Bro, my fastest was at 4.7. That was like 6 years ago, son. That's when I used to work out too. Like, bro,
people don't understand. People don't understand how fast, how strong.
Like athletes really are, bro. Them niggas is dogs.
I think because he do a couple bench presses a week, he got something.
They be doing clean snatches and think
come on.
And he wouldn't even last playing our type of football. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Went off the field, son. Like,
he wouldn't see the football he playing over there, son.
Disrespectful, son. I just be laughing when I see that. Or or wasn't it Wanzo who said he shoot 80%?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, stop.
At least he said free throws. Like that takes out the element of like anybody defending you. At least he said that. But
Wanza's still not shooting 80% from the free throw line.
One game where the crowd is screaming at the top of their lungs at his knees.
Yo, you're not doing it. You're airballing 2 of them shits. You're not doing it, son.
Like, dang, that rim kind of high.
Right.
That's regulation? That's
high regulation?
That's high.
Right.
Oh, I'm my
this free throw line far, boy.
Y'all screaming.
Right. Oh, y'all screaming. Oh, okay. And then how would he get? And then how would
he get into the line?
There you go. How he get to the line? He getting stripped the minute he put the ball on the floor. Strip.
Nobody has to foul you to guard you, bro.
Strip.
This nigga 5'8". Get to the fucking line. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
And he got dreads. He got dreads. So he running back.
In shorts.
Right. Like, you disqualified.
TJ was
disqualified, dog.
You up and giving you 40.
Right.
Strapping you up, boy. You gonna be looking at the ref like, yo, foul. Like, nah, bro, you just got ripped.
And if he think he's shooting the technical foul free throw, you got another thing coming.
His one chance to shoot 100%.
Right. 0 for 1. All 82 games. Nigga, he 0 for 1. All season, 0 for 1. Like, damn, nigga.
PER, player efficiency rating. The first person to post a PER of 0. My God.
Juanza.
Come on,
Everton, nigga. Jay 34, son.
Yo, I would be embarrassed to ever watch footage of myself in an NBA game with like NBA players. I would cry like, yo, I'm ass.
Right. Oh, I stink.
Yo.
I think I'd average 0.3 points. I'd shoot a solid 27% from the
like,
field.
If I get completely
from the 3-point line,
completely lucky, and it's garbage time, and the players completely don't care, and I'm wide open, maybe I can hit a shot.
I might knock one down. Even then,
I'm like, yo, coach, don't put me in the game ever again. I'm retiring right here.
Yo, them niggas is wild tall. I don't want to play no more.
Right.
Them niggas is strong too. Take me out the game, coach.
This is 94 feet. Oh,
yeah, yo, that too. You get on the NBA court, be like, yo, this
this is 94 feet. Oh, okay. Like, no, nigga. So that's what I'm saying. So when Jay Williams said that, I'm like, nigga, you played in the NBA and you played in college.
You know, bro.
What are you saying?
He don't believe that. It's shock.
No, he believes it. He believes it. A lot of these niggas, we give them too much credit. He believes it.
I think
when Max speaks, he believes it.
I think so. They like if you press them about it, they be like, all right, yeah, I'm wilding. Because some things they say it for shock value. I think some people they believe certain wild takes, but I don't think in his heart of heart he really believes that.
That's true.
In his heart of hearts, if you pressed him like, yo, if we presented that whole argument we just said, he'd probably be like, yeah, I was wilding. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
it's just you should know better when you're a professional. That's my whole thing. Like, you should know better, nigga.
I played in the league.
You should, right, and you ain't make it injury, but like
he was good before the injury.
He was, but I mean, you wanted to be like you should know better, like.
Yeah, they want to be fast and furious. That's what he was trying to do.
Right. You thought this was too fast, too furious, and you effed up your career. Like, I don't wish bad upon you, but like that's what it takes. Like you saw what it takes. So now you talk about Duke gonna beat the Cleveland Cavaliers and they can't even beat Gonzaga. Like, stop it, nigga.
Right. That's the funny part, right? You say that and then they take the L to Gonzaga.
Right, in the Maui Invitational, like, come on, son.
In the Maui Invitational. Granted, and that game is the Invitational. They play like games like what? They play like 3 games in a row, right? Like it's like back to back. But come on, like that's not.
I really don't care. I don't care.
I don't care either. Yeah.
I would give Duke. I'll give Duke a year off, and they still wouldn't be.
Bro, listen, Cleveland could play a triple header, and then you're playing Duke on their the fourth night, and they will still wash them by 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They would still wash them by 20.
Absolutely.
There's no circumstance.
Absolutely. What y'all think about this guy Kareem Hunt?
Bro, that is
I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that at all. Y'all got this one. I'm not touching that. I don't touch that at all.
Only reason why I asked because when I saw it, I'm like, yo, the NFL is a funny game because
they're frauds.
They saw it. They saw it from February, bro.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all saw the video. Like, y'all
no
saw
way
the
TMZ
video.
got this video and y'all ain't see it. That's
right. And then y'all saw the video. You kept him on the team. He hooping for y'all. He balling for y'all. And then because now the public saw it, y'all cut him. Like, come on, son.
The reason I thought it was going to get super interesting when they threw the whole, she called him a nigger into it. I was like, that's about to get interesting.
Right. When I saw that, I was like, I don't want to touch it because I
was like, yikes. Yeah.
Because it's like, if you call me the N-word, nigga, all bets are off. Like,
but at the end of the day,
right. At the end of the day, you shouldn't. But it's like,
don't be hitting. That's it. Like, just you're not hitting a woman.
You can't hit no woman. It's like you call me the N-word, like, and then reportedly it was like 30-40 minutes she was outside his door or like inside the room calling him the N-word. It was like, what?
The issue is like the NFL could take a stand and like come down with a crazy policy where like if you get caught doing this, you're done forever. But the issue is like society doesn't do that. So the NFL is not going to take that moral stand. Like,
they have no reason to.
Oh, Hazonia just got crazy. He just banged it on Giannis something serious.
I'm not even watching.
I'm gonna start calling everybody trash. I said Mudio trash. He started hooping.
That's it, son.
My new trainer says Onya's garbage.
Shut the hell up, Joe. Shut the hell up.
That's what I've been doing, nigga.
That's the Joe system. Yo, everybody.
Right. Everybody trash. Nigga,
until they're not, bro.
This guy Timmy.
He regressing a little bit too.
He's had some tough games. He's had, but he's been.
I'm not worried about him.
Timmy is what he is. He can.
Right.
He has offensive ability. He's not gonna be a good defender. I don't know. I don't care what Fizz tries to do. He's just not that. But he be hooping. Yeah, you see that? You see, he got nasty on y'all. And then he pumped up the crowd. Dang, that's disgusting.
I want to ask NBA players if I was to interview them, I'd say, yo, what is so difficult about playing defense? Like, why are like 90% of y'all such terrible defenders? Like,
because you ever try to play defense against a nigga that's better than you, son?
Or just
defense
is fast.
Defense is hard, my nigga. Defense is hard.
I know.
Screens, I wouldn't get over a single NBA screen. Not one.
Yeah. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about NBA players. Like,
I know.
That's even worse.
So bad.
That's even worse.
You gotta understand that, like, the rules, with the Jordan rules and all that, the rules are tailored towards offense. It's the same thing as the NFL. So it's like you can't even really check somebody, even if let's say you are a good defender. You put your hand on somebody, tweet, whistle. Like, there's not much physicality to it. If you're not quick enough, that's why that's what makes Frank such a good defender. This guy has a 7-something wingspan. So like whatever he lacks in lateral quickness, he'll make up with length. Like, this guy's in the passing lane from like mad far. So, and I get it. You see players going on offense. It's like, yo, you're fast. Why are you just not applying yourself? I don't know if sometimes it is people applying themselves, but it's also like the physicality of it is tough. Like, it's tough to stay in front of these guys. Like,
I know, but it's like, okay, you watch film, you say you watch film, you see the Steph Curry, let's say Bogut pick and roll when Bogut was on there. If you go under, he's going to shoot the three because all he needs is just that much space. And every single time you switch it. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that Knicks game? This was when Mike Woodson was coaching him.
Yeah.
And it was a Sunday game.
What he used to switch everything.
And he used to switch everything. And it was against the Cavs. And Jarrett Jack closed this out the gym. And I was like, dog, Jarrett Jack literally came down the court and ran the same pick and roll 10 consecutive times down the court. And they switched every time. And I'm looking at my TV like, dog, y'all still gonna switch?
Pick and roll. See, with pick and roll, I'll take that because pick and roll is like the hardest thing to defend in the league. Yeah. My issue is more so. Yeah, it's nothing harder.
No, it's not.
Nothing harder. My issue more so is like off the ball issues, like lapses where like you not paying attention to your man gets free for like off the ball defense and just certain situations where you just need to move your feet, not off screen. But high pick and roll with Steph Curry, you can't guard that.
You can't guard that.
AD running pick and roll, you can't. It's the hardest thing. Shaq back in, you can't defend no Amari. Steve Nash and Amari did that for years. Tim Duncan is an excellent defender. He terrorized Tim Duncan. High pick and roll all day. When you got solid pick and roll players, you can't defend it. Even decent pick and roll players, you can't defend it. It's hard.
I don't think it's hard.
You gotta.
Oh, John is getting nasty.
That freaking Euro.
I think he be traveling on that shit. Candace
everybody travels.
No, that was clean.
That looked as clean.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying like I think he be traveling on it. Like he gets away with a little. He gets away with a little extra step, but the stride is like the illusion. Like.
But yeah, I think defense is harder than pick and roll. Defense is harder than you giving it credit.
I'm not saying it's not hard, but like if to me, you have to jump at the screen. Like, don't let the whole thing develop. Like, I be watching players. It's like, okay, it's coming. You going under, and then the guy just walks right by, and then the roller happens. It's like, bro, you done seen this whole pick and roll develop before you done jumped at the screen. Like, you gotta jump at it first and let the ball handler. You have to force him to make a decision. Because if you let him get comfortable, if you let the ball handler get comfortable, he's either gonna take the ball. He hasn't picked up his dribble. Now he can either shoot it. He can go left, right. We do it in the park all the time.
If you jump out of the screen, you let the ball handler dictate now where he wants to go. So now if you jump at your screen guy and then your guy that's supposed to be helping is one-on-one, probably a big man that with slow feet, he's gonna get destroyed. He don't even need to pick anymore because you just left. You just left. Yeah. So like you gotta wait for the screen to set, then try to go through it. Yeah. Hopefully your help kind of comes and kind of hedges on that, and then you can get back quickly. But if you just jump at it before it gets there, he'll kill your big man. And Steph has done it. People try to get there before the screen gets there. Too late. Now you're barbecue chicken dinner, bro. You're done. You're done.
All right. So when the screen comes, jam the screen. So that means you have to fight through the screen. You cannot just willingly concede the switch.
Yeah, I hate.
You can't do that. Like you can't.
But even then, have you been screened by like a really good screener?
Yeah,
I've been screened by a screener, and I had nothing for him. So I had nothing. I was like, bro, I'm done.
Those are the variables that I can live with. But majority of the screens in the NBA,
a lot of the NBA guys,
this is like
a lot of NBA guys set very good screens. I think you kind of understating that.
Like Cantor is really good at setting.
Cantor's a very good screener. Like he's a fucking brick wall. You can't just fight through it. You know what I mean?
Like you can see a difference to when like Mitch is on the floor and Cantor in terms of screen setting. Like totally different class of setting screens. And
I'm not trying to discredit the screeners. I'm not trying to discredit the pick and roll. What I'm saying is, what I see a lot of times is like it's an automatic. It's like a routine. Okay, pick and roll happen. I'm just gonna switch. Like
I get
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, because
effort or
that's the best way. Because the last thing you want to do is keep your big man in a spot where he has to keep following his man. So if you don't switch it, switching is sometimes the best way to go, especially with this NBA now where everybody kind of plays small. So most guys can guard most other guys.
Yeah,
it's not
that's just why you want that. You want versatility in who you have on the floor.
Yeah. So if now you don't switch it, you got Steph Curry wide open for like a second and a half, and he's gonna kill you, bro. Yeah, he's gonna destroy you. So now there are more scorers at point guard than ever before. Like maybe in the 80s and 90s, you could probably got away with that with guys that are looking to kind of hit that screening with the pass. Bro, you got like 30 out of the 30 starting point guards in the NBA. 27 of them are dynamic scorers, so you can't just like, okay, I'm not gonna switch it. I'm gonna keep following him. He's gonna drill the shot every time. Like he's coming off that screen, looking to score. Like you can't just leave him. Yeah, you gotta get somebody on him as quickly as possible, and then live with the results. Like okay, now the little man follows the big man to the basket. Somebody else rotates over. The little man now switches to the guy in the corner because you don't want your little guy, on a post up with a 7'3" guy. You know what I mean? So there are ways around it, but it's not easy, bro. Like all this stuff is just
all you doing on offense is trying to create mismatches. The whole
and that's what it is.
It's not easy, but I'm paying you. Like goes back to what I was saying earlier in what we doing. Like, yo, I'm paying you. You have to do it. I'm paying you. You have to do it. Like you have no choice.
Even when people trying at their maximum effort, it's still hard.
I don't think they try.
Some people do. Yeah, that's fair. Like some people they get screened and they just die. Some people don't try, or they don't try on every play. But there are cases where, you could try your best, but you're still barbecue chicken.
I ain't talk about those cases. I'm talking about the cases where I'm watching you just concede the pick and roll. It's like prime example. It's not a pick and roll, but Kawhi Leonard and Durant the other night. That was one of the best basketball I've seen in a long time. Durant was in the corner. The shot he hit the tie.
Yeah.
Kawhi did everything right.
Right.
Durant made the shot. If you Kawhi Leonard, you did what you had to do, my nigga. You did everything. Overtime came, and I'm seeing Kawhi still on his ass. And Kawhi forced the turnover. I'm watching now Durant on the other side, and Durant gave Kawhi all this space. Kawhi had enough space to lay out a map. Like, come on, son. Like, bro,
the scout
have to play up on him.
Nah, the scout play a good thing. So like there are numbers to prove this. I know you hate analytics, but like there are numbers that will prove that the scouting reports are different things about different times and different situations in the game. So you can't play him the same way the whole game. You can't just get up on him all day long. If you have 50 and you're in overtime and you have, let's say 3 or 4 fouls, whatever, I don't know the situation, and he's been a scorer before and he can drive by you. He had 37 of his own. Kawhi had 37. He had a good game, but he can get off the dribble. He can do all that. You can't just do the same thing over and over. He's gonna kill you. You end up losing a game, but like the scouting report was saying, like, yo, don't just run up on him like that. He'll do some damage, bro.
I didn't say
you still got to play up on him. So what do you want him to do? Like
playing up on him and running up on him is 2 different things.
You got to play him straight up. So playing him straight up would be
that's what I mean. Like play him straight up, but you have to somewhat crowd him. Like you have to play on him, and he gave him too much space. Kawhi was just comfortably dribbling, and I see it every time these NBA players end of the shot clock. They casually dribble. Like, bro, how you just let him roll the ball? Like, make him rush, make him hesitate, make him flinch, make him do something. These players get too comfortable in their routine, and then you wonder why you're a bad team, because you do nothing out of the sort to make the other player uncomfortable. You let him get comfortable, and then when he gets into his rhythm, that's when you get blown out. Now you want to press. You down 20 now, y'all trying to come back in the game. Now you want to press. He killing you pick and roll. Now you want to give a hard foul. You doing this, now you want to do like you should have been doing that in the beginning of the game. It caused you so much less stress to try to come back. You know how hard it is to come back in the NBA game? You have to get everything right. If you're down 20,
but also
you have to get everything right.
But also on the flip side, you know how hard it is to play in press the entire game and to crowd somebody the entire game. That's hard, bro.
I didn't say play press the entire game.
Like you talking about like crowding.
You gotta be able to do it. You gotta be able to do it.
With the NBA, what's gonna happen is you'll play moderate defense through 3 quarters, and then in close games you're gonna play your best defense in the 4th. And then come playoff times, we do see a difference. There is more effort, but I do understand what you're saying in terms of picking up bad habits, because like you spend all this time, not playing as hard a defense as you can, but it's just the nature of the game, like
that's why the NBA
you're not gonna get what you want. You're not gonna get these people like going all out, balls to the wall, press coverage.
And that's why the NBA stinks.
It's a lot to add.
No, that's why the NBA stinks.
They are as good as they've ever been. So it's like you gotta take some losses in terms of like how you want to play. I'm sure every coach would love if these dudes pressed up on every play, slapping the floor like it's a Hoochers movie, but it just ain't reality.
I asked them to be Hoosiers, man, but you gotta give more effort, because you're picking up bad habits, and
generally,
like you're trying to figure out why you're losing, and then you say you watch film. Like, I'm watching the film live. Like, you left him wide open. Like, I'm again, not to pick on LeBron. As much as LeBron is great, you ain't the best player in the league no more. You know why? Because you're giving up wide open backdoor cuts to Jaylen Brown. Like, who's trash? Like,
with him, I just judge him based on what he's doing when it matters. Because I know LeBron, he ain't even like, he's like, whatever, regular season. We gotta face it. It's not like Jordan playing 82 and I'm playing them hard or all 82.
Yeah, we gotta evaluate LeBron differently now.
Then I can't call you great. Like, I cannot change the bar because I can't change the bar because you don't do this the way Jordan. Like, that was the bar. The bar was, I'm giving it up every game, and if you're not doing that, you're not as good as him. Period. End of story. So if you're not gonna, if I'm drafting a team and I'm playing ball and I'm coaching the team and I'm doing all this stuff, and I see my team picking up bad habits, that's why y'all losing. You have to pick up on that. You losing. That's why I don't mind the Knicks playing how they playing, going back to what we talked about earlier. You got to play hard. So I would rather this is our style, and if we get pieced on the chin by 30, cool. We played our game. I can live with that. But if y'all just going to, like I said, you know how hard it is to come back from 20, my nigga? Like, it's hard. You have to get everything right. You have to make sure you secure this rebound. You have to make sure you get this pass. Okay, we're going to press. Okay, you have to remember that. You have to get stops. You have to do that. If you had played hard from opening tip to the sound, you'd save your stress trying to come back in the game. You'd save yourself so much stress.
All right.
It's not that hard, but like you make it hard because now everybody, well, you know, these guys athletes, and you know, well, you know, blah blah blah. Like we make too many excuses for these niggas, my nigga. You gotta play.
I think you're overstating like the playing hard thing. I think we spoke about this maybe that first episode we did. I think players play hard. It's just hard to gauge that. Like we can't judge effort.
Nah,
we can't judge effort, bro. It's a lot of it is ability as well. It's not.
No,
just,
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not. We have this conversation all the time, and I always disagree with you because maybe we're different, but like maybe it's because we see things maybe differently. But like as a guy who plays hard, I can tell when you're not giving effort. Like I can just tell. Like I'm not saying it's a gift or not, but because
it looks different for everybody, bro.
That's true.
Maybe
for everybody.
Like,
People look at somebody's demeanor and it's like, oh, he don't play hard because he's just calm, or you know, Melo be smiling and like, oh, he doesn't care.
Like a lot. It looks different for everybody, bro. Like a lot of people, you can just tell. Like you see a guy like Draymond or Jimmy Butler, you're like, they have it. You know what I mean? That's their skill. Like Draymond's skill is playing hard, so that's what he gives. That's all he has. But like, a lot of guys play hard. It just doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like what Joakim Noah used to do all the time, and what KG used to do, all that kind of shit. I mean, it looks different. So I can't sit here and judge it. A lot of it's just ability. Like you can be playing as hard as you want. If you stink, you stink. If you can't move your feet, then you just can't move your feet. It's not you not playing hard enough. You're just not good. Like you just don't have the skill to do it, or the athleticism or whatever. You have your shortcomings, you know, with all that shit and you know all that. But like you can't really just like sit there and judge effort because effort is not a stat. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't show up on the scoreboard. It is what it is.
There's no numbers.
Look here, Josh. If you can sit here and call niggas trash, I'm gonna judge effort. So that's our concession.
I call niggas trash on ability, bro. On ability, not on. I could say, hey, Jaylen Brown, man, your ass. He doesn't make shots. It's not that he doesn't play hard. He just doesn't make shots, and he doesn't have dribble. He doesn't. He just jumps really high. That's it. That's what I'm judging. Not because he doesn't play hard. He's ass. He stinks.
All right, I'm about to kill this broadcast.
We've been sir.
We can stay on this.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the fight tonight. So
word. All right,
for everybody black.
Facts.
To this day.
Right.
To this day. Right. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
But